Welcome to the Fantasy Zone. Get ready.
Hey guys, I'm back, and we're Mario Karting. I was desperately trying to come up with some kind of racing pun for the title, and all I could think of was Mario Kartastrophe, so I just went with that. And just get this lobby opened up.
There we go. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Simkey and Dennis. I just opened a lobby. Yeah. Oh, that's not the right one. There we go.
Adjusting
Alright.
my audio. It's good.
Zeno said he might be late because he had to charge his headset.
I see.
I think.
And
So there's just gonna be a little gap between me and Simkey until Xeno gets here.
Are you using tilt controls?
No. No,
Why
I
you
am
use
not.
tilt controls?
Alright. I don't know if Blue will be joining us. So I guess you can just start.
Yeah.
Zeno says I'll join the call lobby at 7:30 when I give my headset more time to charge.
All right.
There we go. Do you guys want hard AI or normal AI?
It doesn't matter.
Hard.
Yeah, I don't really care whichever way.
150 custom items, hard AI, 4 races, no teams. Custom items, I'm turning off points.
Woo.
Somebody bringing out tilt controls. Yeah, there's just a meme with our group. We always spam I'm using tilt controls, even though none of us use tilt controls.
Yeah. I mean, that's just kind of a thing in Mario Kart. Like, community in general.
So, what games have y'all been playing lately? Just curious.
I just finished the Separate Ways DLC and RE4 remake.
Nice.
Oh, I still have to do that. I've been distracted by event stuff in Final Fantasy XIV being literally done tomorrow anyways, so I'm like, gotta get my stuff. And then I've been playing Like a Dragon Ishin, which is very good. The 1860s spin-off for the Like a Dragon series
Yeah.
is good. It's
What was
very
that
good.
one
Alright.
screenshot you sent me where I demanded to know if it was edited? I forget what
The like American like well it was like a
yeah, that
the
one.
British stereotype dude who was like, open up the country.
Yeah,
which is
I
like,
refuse to
you know,
believe it was a real screenshot. Off
because
stream,
it's literally set in 1860s and
yeah.
the same time period being referred to in the history of Japan video.
Off stream, I've been working through American McGee's Alice. I actually finished that yesterday, I think.
Oh, nice.
And I have started Alice Madness Returns. It's so good.
I remember when those were like a kind of a big deal when they came out.
For the longest time, I didn't actually know about American McGee's Alice. I just known of Madness Returns, and I thought that was the only one. It took a few years after getting that on Steam, and I realized it was actually a sequel.
Yeah, I don't think most people realize the first one even exists.
Well, to be fair, the title is Madness Returns, which implies that it's returning from something.
But it's
Yeah.
based on Alice in Wonderland. So that's the thing, is that's actually the thing, is that both Alice games are actually sequels to the books. So I thought the
yeah.
Madness Returns was because of Alice returning to Wonderland at the time.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, because in American McGee's Alice, the only reason why Wonderland is so fucked up is because of something that in the game happened after Alice had visited Wonderland and Looking Glass Land. And Madness Returns
Someone
takes
stole the
place
Dark
after the
Soul.
events of Alice. I will be streaming them at some point. I just need to get cables for the Xbox 360, and I'm waiting on something to get that.
Hey.
And those will probably be my first 360 streams. Can't wait for Lucky Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Why did, for some reason,
I mean-
third place got a bullet bill? Okay.
What the hell?
I mean, if you want to play that game. You should play the entire series leading up to it as well.
At some point, I'll get caught up on the Yakuza games. I don't think I'll stream them, because those are games that I'm going to get super distracted by stuff in, and I'm not going to want to stream them because I'm just going to want to keep playing them.
Those are not going to be good stream games.
I wouldn't say they're not good stream
there's too
games
much
because
content.
I've seen a lot of great streamers stream them, and the streams have been hella fun because the games are so insane. They're not good for me.
Oh yeah, well it's like if you're trying to like casually play first 8 games, like
Yeah.
you know you're gonna do the side content. You're gonna get distracted. You're gonna be slow. I would assume a lot of times when people stream stuff like Yakuza 0, it's because it's not their first playthrough. Or if it is their first playthrough, they're not planning on immediately going through 1 to 7 like right after.
Every person I've seen stream the Yakuza games have either started with 0 or 7.
Honestly, so 7 is fine, but I like you still definitely miss stuff if you start with 7 because there's a lot of like still existing characters and references and like major events that are a big deal that they just kind of casually mention because they happened in so many games prior. It's not a big deal for the story to mention them.
The problem for me is that they are very meaty games. There's a lot of stuff I want to do in them, and that's going to be like 60 plus hours at the minimum, at least 8 times.
See, the good thing is though, when you get to stuff like mini games, there's a lot of crossover with those at least. Like, there's always a batting mini game. There's like always darts.
I know, it's just that, you know, it's doing that in every game, plus all the other side stories and whatever the unique gimmick stuff of the game is. So it's just a lot of stuff that I would want to do, and it just would not make for good streaming for me because of how I play long games like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with those games too is like if you're playing and you have like viewers hoping to see more of the story, it's like good luck because if certain side content just happens to pop up in the middle of story beats, certain things could end up like distracting you for hours if you focus on that, and you'd be like, ooh, I actually want to like do this thing, like this mini game series or this line of side quests I want to do, and then you get pulled away from the main plot for like hours, and then it's like, oh wait, what happened in the plot again?
The other problem is I only stream for like 3 to 4 hours every time I do it, and for the way I handle most games, I do them once a week. So if it's a 60-hour game and I'm doing, say, 3 hours, that's 20 weeks where I'm playing through the game, assuming I don't do it off stream at all. I'm doing it only 3 hours at a time, once a week. That's like 20 weeks. That's like what? Nearly
Yeah, like
I just had a brain fart.
I
Oh,
just
it's like
had a while
4
to
months.
finish.
I'm looking at my
Also, this man says why you don't stream Xenoblade. I did not stream the Xenoblade series for that exact reason, because they're all 100+ hour RPGs. That stuff is good for me off stream because it gives me something to pass the time and focus on and whatnot outside of stream, because you don't want to stream everything you play. It's very bad to do that. The only times I think where that is okay is if you don't normally play games off stream. And if you don't normally play games off stream, I question why you're streaming games in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at my Steam library, the only game that I have less than 3 hours playtime in is the first game. Everything else is at least 30 hours or more. But I was also very heavy on completing like the side content because I was like, I want to experience these games and not skip this stuff. I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm rushing just to get to the end of the story. I'm like, no, I'm playing this as if I'm playing them when they came out. So I will do all the side stuff that I feel is worth doing.
I also generally
So
go for higher
every
completion rates in games.
Yep. The only game though in the entire series that I actually 100%ed was 6. But that is because in some of the previous titles there's like really grindy stuff that you need to do for completion, and I'm like, I don't really care. I like, you know, I would just get an achievement out of it, and I feel like that would have freaked me out. And it would have been like, oh, I'm just like doing busy work rather than having fun. So I just did everything that I felt actually wanted to like do that was like fun. And 6 actually ends up being the easiest to 100% because its requirements are the smallest out of any other game in the franchise. And I was like, okay, cool. This is easy enough. I'll actually 100% this one.
I know someone who has 100%ed every mainline Yakuza game, including Judgment and Lost Judgment.
I have 100 hours in Yakuza 5, and I did not 100% it, so...
Isn't Yakuza 5
You know.
fucking meaty for no reason? Aren't there like 5
It's
playable
huge.
characters?
It's huge, but it isn't for no reason. But yes, there are 5 playable characters.
Yeah,
There's
I
also 5
do know
cities. There's
that
also
one didn't get a physical release on PS3 when it originally came out.
there's 5 playable cities in that game as well.
Jesus.
So usually
That's a
at
lot
the
of
most
content.
there's like there's like 2. And of course, in
Yeah.
every single game, Kamurocho is in every single game. So that counts as 1. And then in any other game, there will just be just 1 other, basically. It's just, I think really the most is just 2, except then you have Yakuza 5, which straight up has 5 cities. They're all actually really cool, though. They're very unique and neat, and it's like a little mini tour of the country that way.
I'm just getting hit by everything here. Yeah, I'll play through the Yakuza games at some point. I was kind of planning on when I had the money to just buy all the games that were released on PS4. Just get them all in one go. Just so I have them.
They go on
yeah.
sale. They go on sale fairly often.
Physically, Dennis.
Actually, physically. Well,
Did they ever release them on a collection physically?
Kiwami 1 and 2,
Thought they did.
and 6 and 7
Oh,
all
right,
had
yeah.
individual physical releases. There is a box set for the remaster collection that has 3, 4, and 5.
I see.
I was gonna say, I was like, I didn't even know if they actually released them all physically.
There was a special version of the remastered collection that actually had a PS3 case for Yakuza 5, since it never got a physical release initially. I don't know how easy it is to get a hold of that box set, but I was hoping to get that. I do know
I
all
wouldn't
3
be
games
surprised
are
that's
available
difficult to find.
digitally, and if need be, I can just do that.
Clearly, what you need to do is obtain a copy of the original Yakuza with the English dub, play through that.
Yeah, I have one of those.
I think I will. This is funny. It's so weird hearing fucking Mark Hamill in that. He doesn't even remember that
Well,
he did it.
Well, it's not too weird because Majima only has like 2 scenes in the entire game. That's actually probably why also he forgot, because he probably literally did it in like 1 session.
I also sometimes forget that Mark Hamill is a legitimate voice actor. He's not just like some actor who voice acts and stuff. He is like a professional voice actor. In fact, from what I know, he's actually done more voice acting than acting.
Yep.
Oh,
Kind
it
of
was-
it's the
yeah.
Joker.
Got everyone here now.
Oh, nice.
Very.
there's Blue.
Oh,
I just want you to know,
Okay.
Blue, I have
So-
disabled the soundboard, so you won't be able to do the haha funny stuff this time.
Alright, hang on, let me try.
Insert cash or select payment type.
Jesus Christ, how the fuck are you still doing that?
It's just an actual. Is it just an actual soundboard?
It's actually probably an actual soundboard.
Yes, it's an app.
Oh
It's
god.
an
I
app
see.
outside of Discord.
Okay,
So
I just
that's
ask that you
why.
don't be too disruptive with it. If it's funny, I will allow it.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
Ow.
Lizardman and
Don't
DJ
forget.
is using my sound alerts.
Don't forget, when you're done with the joke, you have to say that you're done with the funny.
You're right. I'm sorry. I am done with the funny. God, no one here has watched me play Stanley Parable. No one's going to get that. Well, okay, Xeno did, but I didn't. I never streamed it. I think I actually played it before I started
such a
streaming.
treat. Ultra Deluxe was such a treat.
It was.
It really was. It's just, I'm so glad that they did it.
I forgot how good and genuinely funny the Stanley Parable was. It's just like the delivery of the narrator's lines is just spectacular. Hey, I won.
Play the beginner's guide.
I tried to buy
I
it
don't know
on
if you've heard of
Steam,
the
and Steam wouldn't
beginner's
let me
guide.
because I apparently owned it before and removed it from my library, so they won't let me buy it again.
Oh,
I don't remember ever doing that.
Same moment.
weird.
What is very good. It's not a funny game. It's not like Stanley Parable, but it's a very good narrative game.
Yeah, I'll have to contact Steam support
By
and
the
see
same
if
guy.
there's a way I can actually buy it, because I genuinely don't remember ever owning it.
Maybe it was in like a bundle or something at some point.
Possibly.
That you
I
picked up?
genuinely don't know. Alright, I'm gonna pick the funny bathroom map track thing.
I see. We want that one.
It's the funny
I
bathroom
picked
map.
it.
I keep saying
I
map.
picked
Okay,
it because
we're doing
I
I picked
trees
it. I
instead.
was like, oh, I guess we should do it because there was a comment made.
Wait, Lizardman, can you not buy bundles for other people on Steam?
No, yeah, Steam doesn't let you buy bundles for people.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't even add them to your wish list, and it really bothers me.
This one issue when I was going to buy Life is Strange 2 for somebody, and I can't because it's like because the first episode is free, so it's technically a free game, and I can't gift like DLC either, which are all the episodes are DLC. So if I were to say try to buy the bundle, it wouldn't let me. It's like two reasons why I can't. And number one, you can't gift a bundle. Number two, it's a bunch of like DLC for a technically free game.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
you can gift
yeah.
DLC on Steam. Yeah, are they
Well,
in-app DLC?
Or actually, oh no, you know what? It's probably not the DLC part. It probably just is the fact that it's a bundle. Because you can't buy. I don't believe you can buy the episodes separately. It's like bundle package of them all together. Like it's the way that it's on the store makes it so you can't gift it for some reason, and I think it has to do with like what you were saying, like you can't
Yeah,
gift a
'cause
bundle.
I was gonna say, you can buy people DLC, because for Kohai's birthday, I bought him Gunfire Reborn and its DLC. So you absolutely can gift people DLC.
Yeah, it's probably just because it's in a bundle.
But
there's
I
no way
didn't
to,
gift
like,
him a bundle, that
individually
wasn't
purchase
even an
them.
option to buy normally.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. And like it's probably because you can't buy them separately. It's
Yeah, you
only
can
in,
even add
like,
bundles to your
bundle.
wish list, and that really annoys me, because there's some things that I would much rather get as a bundle. So, like, I want to know when the bundle goes on sale, but I can't actually add the bundles to my wish list. You can do it on Switch. I do it all the time. I had the Voice of Cards trilogy bundle on my wish list.
The only thing with Switch is no one else can see that.
True.
Actually, you can't even gift people things on Switch.
Wish I could.
Honestly, the Switch eShop is so like basic in comparison to the Wii U and 3DS one.
Oh yeah.
Someone didn't
Sounds
get the
kinda like-
memo.
Give us
Disappointing.
back the fucking
God
music.
fucking damn
Please.
it,
It
Blue.
selects it. It's like the music system's gone, the rating system's gone, the category like thing they had
And
set up is
themes,
gone.
for the love of God, give us themes,
Yeah,
please.
themes are gone.
I appreciate in some aspects how basic the Switch is, because it does mean when you're in the home menu, you get the full suite of options, even if a game is open, which you normally wouldn't get on other consoles because of everything that's loaded in, I think. However, it does give it less charm.
Yeah.
More Weekshop Wednesdays.
My big problem with the eShop is the lack of quality control, which a rating
I
system
mean, that's
would
just every
certainly
digital
help.
market at this point.
What was that?
Oh, that's just every digital market at this point. Both Microsoft and Sony have also just started playing random, like, trash mobile games on their store as well.
Do they have the same problem as the Switch with Unity asset flips with keyword names?
Not as often, but I have seen them pop up.
Because there's like 3 specific publishers, quote unquote, on the Switch eShop that literally do nothing but post fake trash all the time. You can even tell sometimes that the screenshots they're posting don't even have anything to do with the game. By the way, the practice for doing that is called bullshotting. Valve actually banned it from Steam several years ago.
Still common.
My favorite
Mainly because
thing
no one cares to check the
of
game.
those. My favorite thing of those is when it's like a copy of a very popular current game, and they have like a name that is like the most bootleg sounding name, where it's trying to sound similar to the actual game they're ripping off,
Oh, hi, Blue.
but can't be exact. And then all the screenshots are literally just rips, like direct screenshots from the game, or
I've
bad
seen a couple
Photoshop.
mobile games on Google Play that literally just have screenshots from Breath of the Wild on them.
Yeah.
Like unedited screenshots.
Well, I guess
There's a
the-
couple of those
those
now
markets
that are
aren't as bad
Monster
as the
Hunter
mobile game
screenshots.
stuff. Yeah, that's surprisingly common.
There's some kind of bootleg Baldur's Gate game that got released on mobile that Dave Oshry referred to as yassified Baldur's Gate 3 because of how smooth and clean the characters' faces look, so they look so off. And people can't tell if it's
Amazing.
been AI generated or not.
Yeah.
What about the whole abandoned fiasco?
The what?
The like
Oh,
the
Swedish
the
game that
game
everyone thought was
Abandoned.
Kojima.
that where they tried to pretend that they were Silent Hills made by Kojima, and that this was a big viral marketing play.
The game doesn't even exist, by the way.
Oh yeah,
nice.
I know.
Like,
It's-
people
it
who
doesn't
have
exist.
quote-unquote worked with him came out and said, yeah, the game just doesn't exist. Because he claims to be
Real
a
fake
solo
games.
dev, even though he has people that supposedly work for him, but he never gives them any work to do. He mostly just sits in his Discord playing games.
Nice.
Also,
And makes
just now
cryptic-
responding,
cryptic-
Elizabeth
cryptic
mentioned
network.
the Last of Us clone that was on Switch, which I believe is called The Last Hope.
Oh, yeah.
The funniest thing about that game to me, from what I've read, is number one, it is very easy for it to be unwinnable. And number two, the game does not consistently name the main girl correctly. Sometimes the game calls her Eve, sometimes they call her Eva. Or Eva. It's not consistent.
They do not know the name. Hey.
So has anyone else here been playing F-Zero 99?
Yes.
I'm fucking
I haven't.
addicted to it.
No.
I love it so much.
I kind of forgot to actually try it out.
It's
Same.
actually really good. It has made me appreciate the 2D F-Zeros a lot more. I actually tricked Zeno into trying it because I knew he wouldn't like it, but I made it really, I kind of, like, dared him to get through 3 races without crashing, and he ended up doing it.
Hey.
He didn't like it.
Rip.
I say that as if he's not actively in the call with me right now and could have just interjected at any moment there.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
I like how he still hasn't commented on it.
I guess the CS Counter-Strike 2 came out.
Oh god, that's a mess.
Is it?
I've heard it's
Well,
good so far, but the fact that they replaced the original Counter-Strike Go with it for some reason.
Yeah, that's insane to me.
Like, why did they do that?
Isn't that gonna break a bunch of Gmod stuff? And other
Is
source
it-
mods that rely
No,
on
Counter-Strike.
CSGO?
Counter-Strike Source is what those use. They don't use Counter-Strike Go.
Oh.
Well, some stuff did use CS:GO, and that does,
Oh,
but it wasn't
weird.
it wasn't like popularly used like your Half-Life 2 and your Counter-Strike Source. But it definitely would have affected some things that did use the content. But it wasn't
I mean, probably
like
nothing
super
important,
popular
but still.
usage.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
distinctly
definitely-
remember for a while there was a bundle that included Counter-Strike Source and Gmod because of how many things in Gmod rely on Counter-Strike Source. Like,
Yeah, I think
Gmod
it's
Tower, I
insane
know,
that-
was completely unplayable if you didn't have Counter-Strike Source installed. And
Well,
now
that's
it's
just
in Gmod.
that's just everything in Gmod.
I know, but I distinctly remember that the whole reason I got Counter-Strike Source was because of Gmod Tower requiring it, and it just so happened that there was a bundle when I got Gmod that had
That's
Counter-Strike
honestly
Source.
that's honestly like everyone's reason that they get Counter-Strike Source too. It's
Yeah, because
just
people kind of
I
hate
need it for
Counter-Strike
Gmod-
Source.
I need it for Gmod.
I played it once or twice, decided I didn't like it, and then never played it again. I only had it installed because of Gmod.
I wasn't particularly a fan of CS:GO either. I played it a couple of times, but I
didn't
wasn't
like
like,
CS:GO.
ooh, I love this game. However, I think it's weird that I can't actually play it anymore, even though I've heard that you could literally go on like a beta branch and still play it. I just think it's weird that I can't launch. I can't launch
So-
Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
it's just been thrown into the beta branch options instead of as an actual app.
Yeah.
That's so
But
weird.
I don't.
so you can still
functionality
play
is
it,
quite
okay.
the same. I don't know if functionality is quite the same. I would assume.
It
I mean,
should
what
be the same
happens
if
to
it's on the beta
your
branch.
what happens to your inventory and all your skins and stuff is my question.
Well,
If
the
you're
data should
playing
still
on
be
older
there.
CS:GO.
Yeah,
Uh,
because they did port
would
everything
assume-
from Counter-Strike Go to CS2 as well, so it does have like all of your stuff. So it should be cross-compatible.
UJS says
Well, I
he
mean,
only
if you
played
were to- if you were to
Counter-Strike
play,
once
like,
and got
CS:GO.
accused of hacking when he didn't know what he was doing. Dan Salvato, the guy who created Doki Doki Literature Club, I'll posted this tweet in the server. He played Counter-Strike 2, did one match and did very poorly in it, and a guy tried to vote kick him and asked, how the hell do you have a 10-year veteran badge? And he revealed it was because he played Counter-Strike 1.5 when he was 12. As an adult, he just plays Splatoon.
Yeah, it's not like the badge telling you how skilled the person is. It's a badge that just says you've been playing for this long.
I really hate how progression works in a lot of competitive games, because playtime does not equal skill at all. I am not rank S in F-099 because I'm good at it. I am rank S because I have been playing it for like 3 or 4 hours every single day since it's released. It's kind of an exaggeration, but that's the only reason why I'm S rank. I just happen to be playing it a lot, enough to get to that point.
Yeah.
Though I am actually kind of good at the game. I have not won a single race.
Okay, but do you have recon armor though? Because that's a true test of a gamer.
I have what?
It's a Halo
Yeah, you
thing.
get the recon armor, come on.
It's the recon armor.
I never played Halo online.
I know. Recon armor was basically like a very like sought after, almost like status symbol because
Oh no.
you couldn't actually get the armor unless like Bungie gifted it to you or something.
You had to
For a
either
time.
the way you got it. Yeah, they just straight up give it to you now if you don't have Halo 3. But the way you used to get it is I think it was posting a cool clip or reporting about a bug and Bungie actually acting on it.
There's a hat in TF2 you can only get if you made good contributions to the TF2 wiki.
Yeah. Dash. Yeah, TF2 has a few rare hats.
There's also
love the,
one specific hat that only one person has, which I think is hilarious now that we know what the person's
There's-
actually like. It's Notch's hat.
There's actually quite a lot of those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
there's some the funny ones is there was a Dota 2 competition and the winners got hats for TF2. The problem is it's a Dota 2 competition. None of them played TF2.
Of course.
The hats never got redeemed.
remember-
They don't exist in the game. They're just sitting in the people's inventories.
Amazing.
I
That's
can't recall
hilarious.
instances of an item in TF2 being named after someone and it being like a thing. Because the other one that I could think of aside from the Notches hat one is when they added a unique perk to the Extinguisher named after a very famous pyro player who had allegedly died of a terminal illness, only for them like a couple years later to be like, I actually die. I faked it. Oops.
I lived.
It was like I was actually never terminally ill. I'm actually fine. I'm gonna get back videos. And people are like, "Excuse me,"
I was like, wait, what?
and then they got
That's why you
removed.
don't add things.
That perk got removed from the game.
Yeah, that's why you don't add things named after people in games, because that's also happened in Overwatch.
McCree.
Well,
Just
also
like the
Winston
age-old
skin based
saying
on one of the
is,
competitive games.
do not get a tattoo of anyone. Don't put their name on your body. Ever.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you
Yeah,
never
so
know
you
what's
do
going to
want my
happen.
Mr. Beast tattoo.
There's a few other like rare hats in TF2 that are just kind of hard to get. Like there's one that you literally cannot keep because you get it by gifting items to people. Basically, there's 3 of them for number 1, 2, and 3, and it's the most gifted items for the previous day gets it for the day.
There's the Salmon Max promo hat. The holy grail of TF2 hats.
Oh, the tryhard hat, but I don't think anyone cares about it anymore. I've literally not seen anyone wear it.
There's also the Bills Beret hat.
Yeah.
A lot of
Some of
the
the rare,
stuff
like,
you can
those
get for
items.
pretty good prices on the market now. I actually got
Yeah.
a fair amount of cosmetics for TF2 around the time, or close to the time when I quit playing because they were on the market for really good prices. So I was actually finally able to get some damn cosmetics.
Yeah.
And through trading cards to get scrap metal, I was able to get every weapon in the game that was not just a reskin of another weapon. So I got all the weapons in the game, not the promo weapons, which were usually just reskins of other weapons.
Yeah. I'm forgetting the game's name, but there was one that had non-reskin promos, the Sun on a Stick and Strip and Volcano Fragment. But both are both known as 2 of the worst weapons of the game, which is kind of funny. If you remember what they do, or if you don't remember what they do, the Sun on a Stick, it's a scout bat that does less damage, but mini crits burning players. But the main issue is your scout. The only thing you can do with it is just steal a pyro's kill.
And I seem to remember the Pyro's axe, if you miss, you get set on fire.
No, that was the Boston Basher. But yeah, the Pyro's one is you do 15% less damage, but melee hits light people on fire. Why would you bother?
You can do far
What's
more
the point of
damage
this
faster
weapon?
if you just use the damn flamethrower that, the Pyro is built around.
Yeah, just use the back scratcher or the extinguisher. Like,
Oh,
I
God,
usually
come on.
use the home wrecker, I think it was called, with my pyro,
The one
because what
that-
I would do is I would do spy. You know, whenever we were doing maps where spies were all over the place, I would do
you'd help out the
constant spy
engineers.
checks. And if I happened to see a sapped sentry or something, I would whack it with a home wrecker to fix it. Because at the time I was playing with a lot of, in the servers where combat engineers were common. So the engineers
yeah.
weren't always hanging around their sentries.
Homeworker's pretty good as well. It's the only thing, if Pyro's... Because Pyro already has really strong close range options, if his weapon is not a utility melee, it's kind of useless.
God,
One of the few
really gonna make
classes
me
where
play
stock
TF2
melee is
again,
really
aren't you?
bad. I would enjoy it.
Better than Overwatch 2. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hang
Come on, play
Blue, let
TF2
me,
again.
turn you up a little bit. Oh, I've never messed with your audio. Okay, that explains it. There you go.
But maybe wait until the Halloween update comes out, because there's another bot apocalypse going on right now, because some assholes decided he's going to do it himself.
Wonderful.
We know who
Man,
it is,
I sure
too,
do
because he
love
literally
video
links to
games.
his
I'm
Twitter
going to
account.
ruin every single video game by filling it with bots to show how much I love it.
Yeah, well, you literally know who it is, because they link their Twitter account with their bots.
Jesus Christ.
They're trying to extort people as well, because every time the bots join, they're like, contact me on my Twitter account to purchase bot immunity.
How about you
And that
purchase my foot
quote-unquote-
up your ass?
That quote-unquote immunity probably does jack shit, too.
Oh, I'm sure. You can still get into claim servers, you just have to kick bots pretty often.
You know what? I think we should bring back tarring and feathering.
Good idea.
There was a dude, I think from Indonesia, who was going around Facebook reporting meme groups and shitposting groups because he hated memes. And he started a whole page about reporting meme groups. And supposedly the reason why his page was deleted was because a few people in Indonesia found out where he lived, went to his house, and beat the shit out of him and made him delete the page.
Jesus.
Alrighty then.
There's no reason I'm bringing this up. It certainly has nothing to do with the Twitter guy. Just saying. You know, that is a thing that happened.
Yeah, no reason whatsoever.
I really don't understand what possesses people to do shit like that. I mean, clearly he's trying to do it to extort people for money.
Yeah.
But like,
Most of them just do it to be assholes, but that guy's clearly trying to just get money out of people.
yeah, and I mean, I feel like there are some people that you just can't talk sense into because they don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately very pessimistic when it comes to dealing with people because I am fully convinced that some people cannot be changed. Some
Yeah.
people are just too far gone.
People can only change if they want to change.
Yeah, and if they
that's
want to change, they were probably never truly bad to begin with.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and better news for TF2. All of the summer maps that came out, like, I think 15 of them about, are all permanently in the game now.
That's cool.
So
Gadget,
there's
I
actually a
will read
bunch of
your
new maps.
message after this race. Also, hi, Gadget.
Welcome, Gadget.
Yo.
I love every time Gadget shows up for a stream and stays until the raid, because every single person I've raided where Gadget was still in chat, they have said, Gadget, I love your username. Because
It's a great fucking username.
It is.
So more often they only ask extort for flat payments when the revenue is where the sweet cash is at, or percent revenue is where the sweet cash is at. Well, I mean, they're probably not businessmen, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's just some random guy who has like 50 followers on Twitter who's like, I'm gonna save TF2.
I'm
killing
going to
it.
save TF2 by making sure no one ever plays it again. I always love... Okay, so I don't care about metrics, usually. I try not to let it bother me. because quite honestly, it usually doesn't. It is always funny to me, though, when there are people who try to do stuff like that or announce that they are going to do it, and if you look at their profile, they have like 3 followers.
Yeah.
There,
Do you
there
think
is
people are
a
gonna
guy.
like you for this?
Actually, there's quite a few people who have accounts on Twitter where all they do is no-life Twitter and try to report VTubers for posting suggestive stuff on Twitch or whatever. And every single time I've seen someone do that, I have a look at their profile and they have 5 followers and get no reactions on their tweets.
Amazing.
Like, good job,
Aside
buddy.
from the
Your
occasional
sole
one that
follower
likes
is
their
going to
own
be so
tweet.
happy you're doing this. You got an entire one person rooting for you. I'm so proud of you. Oh, bonus points if they subscribe to Twitter Blue. Boosting to 0 people is still boosting. Is still 0 people. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But Elon's gonna pay them money. You're basically printing money if you pay $8, okay?
My favorite part about that whole thing is most of the people that Elon was leaning towards on the site are now blocked by him because they disagreed with something he was doing.
Yeah.
Who just fell off into the water?
Me.
Nice job.
Oh.
Skill issue.
Still the fact that he's
Dandori
playing on
issue.
that
Oh,
turn, like,
Dennis, you
Okay.
haven't played Pikmin 4 yet. You don't know what a Dandori issue is.
I haven't. I got like a third of the way through Pikmin 1 and then I got distracted by other things.
Yeah,
I don't
Someone
really
is
need
I
very
to
finished
far
Pikmin
ahead.
4. I'm going to be playing the first 3 games after
Dino?
Madness Returns.
Yeah, I'll have to finish one.
You know.
Honestly, Dennis, you could just play Pikmin 4 and then play the others. I
Yeah,
can't say
actually,
why,
yeah.
but you can actually just play Pikmin 4 and then do the rest of the series.
Yeah, I played through Pikmin 4, loved it so much that I just played through the rest of them in order after that.
I was a very normal Pikmin fan growing up. I fucking adore Pikmin 1 and 2, specifically 2. Strangely enough, I never actually played much of 3.
I actually think 3 is, like, kind of a controversial opinion. I do think 3 is a little bit better than 2.
I have
I
only
like
done
3
the
a
one
lot.
playthrough of 2, so my understanding of how good 2 is based on my sole playthrough when I was 10. So,
Probably played
like,
through, like, the
it's
1+2
been
collection version or
almost
something.
20 years since I played Pikmin 2. Yeah, Gadget,
Yeah, I played through them all in order.
I think we actually played through 1 and 2 around the same time, because I seem to remember we talked about it a lot in grade school. I'm sure you remember how obsessed I was about Pikmin 2. I don't remember how much I actually talked about it in class, but I was obsessed to an unhealthy degree with Pikmin 2.
Yeah, I just think Pikmin 2 is absolutely amazing, but just some of the like absolute like bullshit traps they throw at you kind of bump the game down for me.
Oh yeah, Pikmin 2 is kind of a nightmare in some points with that. Fuck the Gatling Groink,
Yeah.
by the way, or Gatling Groink, whatever it's called. I hope I never
Gatling
see that
Groink,
thing again.
Yeah. The Man at War actually crashed my Wii.
Oh,
Or Man at Legs.
So I will say, Dennis, if you have played Pikmin 2, if you remember the Gatling Groink, I am very happy to say he is not in Pikmin 4. We're never seeing that fucker again, hopefully. My god,
Gatling
that thing
Groink.
killed so many of my Pikmin.
I didn't play enough 2. I played like a little bit, but not enough to really even remember much of the game, other than you know, obviously how it works, the difference in style with that versus 1, with the whole like go to dungeons. It's less, well, I say less time management. It's no time management like whatsoever, really.
Well, you still have the day-night cycle during the... Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
true.
go-
But like, there's no like big old crunch of like, oh, you have 30 days.
Yeah.
Technically
And
there
how they-
is, but all it does is mean you eventually just get the same emails over and over again. But aside from that, there's
They get-
literally no penalty.
Yeah, it won't affect like the actual ending at all. Nothing. Like the length of time you spend does not affect anything.
No, it'll just eventually
long as
annoy
it's,
you
like-
seeing the same message several times in a row until you're ready to do the next big thing. Also, Gadget mentioned
Look,
Sly Cooper. I also loved Sly Cooper growing up, and funnily enough, that's another series I've only done one playthrough of.
Like, I play an MMO. I'm used to seeing the same message over and over again.
Also, Pikmin 1's time limit, you have to be really bad at the game to fail, because like you only need 15 parts to get out off the planet successfully in 30 days.
15 specific parts.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
would
yeah.
want the best at things, so I would go for everything.
Okay, so
Yeah, I think
my
my
memory of
100%
Pikmin 1
playthrough was
from using the strategy guide made it seem like it was actually kind of hard to get everything. I watched Limalicious stream Pikmin 1 for the first time, and she was like 6 rocket parts, or 6 ship parts ahead of what day she was on before she finished
Yeah.
the game.
As far as I know,
managed
it's
to
as
nearly
long as you're getting on a
100% the
day.
first area in like 2
Please
days.
don't all talk at once. What were you saying, Simpy?
Now we're just going to talk all at once just to fuck with you.
It's something like I almost 100%ed the first area in like day 1.
I don't know why I was just holding on to that red shell.
Yeah,
What were
as
you
far as I
saying,
know,
Dennis?
as long as you get as long as you get just like up a day, you're fine. Because there's also going to be times where you're going to get more than one, depending,
Yeah.
how your route is. But as long as you're just happy with okay, some progress, get an item a day, you're going to be more than fine with that time limit.
Gadget says,
Yeah.
God, I still want a Sly Cooper 5. Well, don't worry. Sucker Punch said that Sly Cooper is in good hands with Sanzaru Games. Never mind the fact that they got bought by Facebook.
Oh no.
And haven't
Oh,
made
yeah,
anything
excellent games.
since.
Wasn't there supposed to be a Sly Cooper movie?
There was. It got a trailer, and I think it got canceled.
Pretty sure, yeah.
I don't think it was ever
Wait.
officially canceled, but all we ever got was the trailer.
It actually got a trailer?
Yeah, I remember
I
it.
think I'm pretty sure I got like a teaser or something.
Yeah, it was a teaser trailer, and that's all we've seen of it. I think
really
they
short
canceled
one.
it because of the poor reception to the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gadget,
honest.
Google Sly Cooper movie teaser trailer. That was supposed to come out after the Ratchet and Clank movie, but nobody liked the Ratchet and Clank movie. And that also killed the
Wouldn't
Ratchet
be-
and Clank reboot series because a lot of people didn't like the game either.
Yeah, that makes me think they probably are going to try to make a Sly Cooper reboot in the same vein as well.
Possibly, which would have been worse than a sequel considering that Sly 4 ends with Sly being trapped in ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
That's why everyone wants a Sly 5, because Sly 4 did not end on a good note. And people want their
Yeah,
closure.
it was a cliffhanger ending. And that's why I don't do cliffhanger endings.
Jak and Dexter 3
you
ended
can't
on
be
a
confident.
cliffhanger. And Naughty Dog said they've grown up and don't make fun games anymore, so we're never seeing more Jak and Dexter.
Well, if someone
You don't
doesn't die, then
understand.
it's not good for rated M.
Cinema.
In fact, Sony actually
Yeah.
seems to have a history of putting out games that have endings like that.
Sony has a history of just abandoning their IPs completely and then just giving them to other people.
Yeah, people accuse Nintendo of
Killing
doing
the
that too, but
studios.
Nintendo actually doesn't do it as frequently as Sony does.
Yeah, most of the abandoned Nintendo franchises are things people don't care about anymore. Like, has anybody ever cared about Anticipation on the NES?
Well, that's the thing, is that some of them were never intended to be full franchises, and some of them are finished.
Yeah,
Like,
like Mock
Yeah,
Rider.
I like
Xenoblade is,
games
I think,
can allow them
technically
to be
finished, or at least the story arc is. If we get another Xenoblade game, it's not going to be the same story. It's likely going to be a completely new world. I think.
Yeah,
Possibly,
Yeah.
it depends on what the next arc will be.
And we're never seeing an Earthbound
I don't wanna
4 because
spoil
Shigesato
anything,
Itoi
so-
told his story. He's done.
yeah.
Yeah, I like when games just can have an ending and they know that it's a good spot to end, and you have a solid set of games that have a complete story.
Now, I will say there is a Sony series that did have a satisfying ending, and that was Gravity Rush 2. As much as I would love a Gravity Rush 3, which is definitely not happening now, Gravity Rush 2 ended in such a way that the only reason why I would want a Gravity Rush 3 is if they did a new cast and new world. Because
Yeah.
I love how Gravity Rush 2 ended. It is very satisfying. It's emotional, and it's not a cliffhanger, because it leaves things up to interpretation. You can interpret it however you want. And I don't want them to build off of that. I want them to do something different, if they were to do it.
Also, I should note that the PS5 has like seven Sony games total on it, and multiple of them are just remakes. There's like
Yep.
4
Speaking of-
exclusives total that have come out.
Speaking of, how many upcoming Sony games for the PS5 can you name? That have release
It
dates?
already came out. Spider-Man 2.
I can name
Death
Spider-Man
Stranding
2, and that's it.
Death Stranding 2? But it
I-
doesn't have a
Isn't
release.
that one not
date,
gonna
That's,
be-
no,
that's not going to be an exclusive. It's coming to other platforms.
Yeah, that one's coming out on everything.
I mean,
Because I have heard
There's not
something
really-
very interesting about PlayStation. It's kind of funny that Jim Ryan just announced his retirement, or resignation, because there has been talk from insiders that Sony Studios don't know how to make live service games. They don't know what to do with their IPs, so they've just been doing nothing. Because Jim Ryan wanted to push for, like, I think 12 live service games over the next few years, and nothing's been done because nobody knows how to do it. If they continue...
11 live service games to be released by 2026.
We haven't
I
heard
think
of like
was their
anything.
original time frame.
Yeah, that's 11 games in 3 years.
speaking of,
11
heard of
live
any of
service
them yet.
games that are all absolutely going to flop.
Yeah.
oh, speaking of live service games that flopped, that Marvel Avengers game is going to be listed today, so you could buy it for $3
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want.
Sega's Hyenas was canceled even though it was finished.
Oof.
I see how bad the reception was. Okay, I do find it kind of funny that when a game is received so poorly that they literally cancel the entire project.
I'm
Like
so
Overkill
amazed that
for
we
Walking
actually got
Dead.
everybody's 1-2 switch, considering what the insiders said, what the leaks said.
Yeah, I'm also kind of amazed the game turned out to be actually decent.
Yeah, they somehow managed to fix it.
Just didn't do too well because, well, 1-2 Switch isn't exactly popular.
Well,
Ow.
are you going to play a game that has the character of random white woman?
Yes.
My favorite genre.
Like,
1-2 Switch really should have been a like bundled software with the Switch.
it should have, and it
Yeah.
should have actually either been tied to an IP or something like Wii Sports or Nintendo Land. It should not have been just essentially FMV and nothing.
Oh, they could have made it a mini WarioWare game. It would have been.
Yeah, that, like, it's really hard to sell a game on me when you don't have any actual characters in it.
Yeah. Actually, they literally could have just made it a mini, like Wario mini. Because it already is basically WarioWare.
Would have just gotten Nintendo Land too. I actually liked Nintendo Land.
It was fun.
Nintendo Land was really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't own it anymore because when Zeno and I bought our sister a Wii U, we ended up giving her Nintendo Land so she'd have something to play, and a couple other games.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of miss Nintendo Land.
It's not an expensive
I
game.
would
I got my
like-
copy of CIB for $1 if you ever wanted again.
Oh damn.
Like the
might
Nintendo
actually
Party
check
game.
that.
Come back.
I don't use the Wii U anymore. We only use it really to play Wii games, but, you know.
That's when we don't use the Wii.
Well, I use the Wii U because that's where all the fucking save data is.
Well, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna get caught up on chat
Also
real
with
quick.
You're saying the save data is stored on the Wii U?
I mean, if you play them
Yeah,
there,
I play Wii games on the Wii U, so my Wii save data is stored there.
Also, the
Not everything actually transfers over.
now that I can actually look. So far for PS5, there has been 4 games released. MLB The Show 23, Spider-Man 2, and 2 VR with the Firewall.
Wait, did Spider-Man 2 come out?
And Call of the Mountain. Yeah, it's out now.
Oh, I didn't even know it came out.
I think it's out. I know it's close. If not.
Gadget says there was a stupid
announced-
excuse for Jak and Dexter that they couldn't port the cartoony graphics of Jak and Dexter to the PS3. Even though there are a lot of cartoony games on PS3. What kind of excuse is that?
Yeah. Also, the announced games for this year is Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition, so another re-release, and Stellar Blade.
And what
Stellar Blade.
the hell is that?
Sony. I have no idea. I mean, I would click on it, but in the middle of the race now.
Yeah. You know you're an asshole.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Sony, at most, the PS5 is getting 4 games this year. First party, at least.
Yeah, meanwhile,
They wonder
Nintendo
why
has
it's
been
not
pretty
selling well.
consistent about putting out a game a month.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest problems with the Wii U, is that Nintendo put out a couple games at launch, and then we went a solid, like, 4 or 5 months with nothing.
Yeah.
I am very happy
But the
that
Wii
they
U
have
has
been
some really
planning
good
out stuff
exclusives.
properly, so that way we can consistently get a game a month. It's a lot of games, but they have a lot of teams. It's not just one studio.
Yeah. And the Wii U does have some really good exclusives. I mean, a lot of them are on Switch now, but Wii U versions are oftentimes a lot cheaper because they're $60 for re-release with Funky Kong.
To be fair, it's really good. It's a re-release of a really good game. That also...
I got stopped with the red shells. Jesus.
Oh, sorry,
You know,
did you
I'd
say
pay
Red
$60
Shells?
for Funky Kong.
Christ. Wait, that's a blue one.
Once the next DLC pack comes out, they should just stick now with Funky mode on every copy of Mario Kart 8.
They have a chance to do that with the new physical release they're doing. Oh,
Oh,
speaking
they're
of,
doing a DLC
Nintendo
for
is doing
physical.
something that they've never done before. They're releasing physical editions of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that come with the DLC installed.
Yeah. Not even a code.
Is it actually installed or is it a code? Because I thought it was a code.
I'm actually unsure now that you mention it.
Because I
just
do
that
know
it
they
comes
are
with the DLC,
selling.
and that's
I
something
do
that
know they
Nintendo
are
does not have a
selling
history of doing.
individual boxes of the DLC, where it's basically just the DLC with some extra, like, physical goodies, but it's a code for the DLC for Mario Kart.
I don't understand code and box stuff. I don't understand the point.
Well, that's
I
why they
don't
have the
either.
extra goodies, where you get like some stickers, I think a keychain or two, and some other stuff.
Why not just release it as merch? What the fuck
Oh,
do I have
yeah.
to buy a physical copy of a with a box that I don't even need because there's nothing fucking in it?
Also, the Stellar Blade game has like no info on it. It's just this gameplay description is just it's a third-person perspective action adventure game. The combat focuses on countering enemy attacks
Third-person
and proceeding to use combo skills and items to defeat enemies.
Third-person perspective action what game?
Action adventure.
That describes all of Sony's PS5 games.
It just sounds like this is gonna be another like God of War style game because it's just
They
combat
literally
focused
just
on
described
countering
the
enemy.
big, like, modern video game.
This game is just nothing apparently.
I can't believe the
supposedly it's gonna release
PS5
this
is
year,
getting
but-
video game the video game.
Yeah. That's literally every game they've released. The PS5 is a pretty good system, but Sony's doing literally nothing with it.
Gadget says Stellar Blade was Project E.
I don't know what Project
Oh
Eve
my
is.
god, what the fuck is going on out there? My windows are vibrating like crazy.
Oh,
I hear a couple of engines, but that's about it.
annoying cars, I guess.
Assholes,
Yeah,
stop
probably.
playing music so fucking loudly or whatever the fuck it is you're doing out there. Swear to god I'm gonna come to your car and rip off the catalytic converter.
I have a knife. You could slash the tires.
We shouldn't be, like, suggesting this on stream, I don't think. For legal reasons, we're talking about Minecraft. It's a very, 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 very realistic mod.
Cool Minecraft mod. Yeah.
It's the Mafia City Minecraft mod. That's how Mafia works. Oh wait, for a while I thought that's how Mafia works was just part of the meme. That was actually the justified reason for the ads from the social media account. That's how Mafia works. Not the Mafia, that's how Mafia works.
That's how it is.
He's going to destroy his Minecraft create inventions.
So I like how Microsoft is just continually adding worse and worse rules for content creators for Minecraft.
Oh god, what do they do now?
Minecraft is no longer allowed to be the first thing listed in the YouTube title.
Wait, what?
Oh.
They're restricting how you can title Minecraft stuff?
Yeah,
What
it
the
has to be
fuck?
the second word in the title. So it has to be some title and then Minecraft at the end. I mean, not like they're probably gonna do anything with it, but it's still kind of completely ridiculous.
Who's beeping?
So stupid.
Oh, I think that's my oven in the background. This is my mom cooking.
It's a loud-ass oven. Disarm the bomb. Counter-Strike in real
I
life?
see a bomb!
Oh my god, JC, a bomb! One of these days I'll play Deus Ex. God, that is a decent points gap.
Jeez. Yeah, what were the other games Sony has announced?
Right, I'm gonna bug out for a quick
PS5.
moment. I'm just gonna leave the lobby, and you guys can just continue.
Alright, get your damn crown out
Alright.
here.
Yeah, they've announced that they've announced 4 games for next year. Concord, Rise of the Ronin, and Helldivers 2. I don't know what Concord or Rise of the Ronin is, but Helldivers 2 looks good.
Who's this, Sony?
Sony, yeah.
Helldivers is a Sony game?
Yeah, it's published by them, it's not made by them. They don't own the studio or anything, they're just the publisher. And then just to be announced as random games.
You know, maybe they would have a more varied selection of games if they had a Japanese studio to make games. You know, a Sony Japan studio, if you will. I wonder if they ever had something like that.
Shame they never did anything with that.
I will forever
this.
be angry with Sony for shutting down Japan studio. They had absolutely no reason to do that. That was their first studio.
Yeah. So I guess someone needs to update this article because it still says Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, despite that being basically canceled at this point.
Supposedly the trailers and tweets, I guess, were only removed because of licensing issues, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean.
Who loses the license to the remake that you're making?
Well, I mean, this is Disney we're talking about that's involved with it.
True.
The whole reason why
honestly,
a bunch
the
of
game
Marvel
doesn't seem
games
like it's
got
ever gonna come out.
delisted when Disney bought Marvel was because Disney demanded more money from every single publisher of all those games all at the same time.
Yeah, and I don't think Microsoft wants to give Disney more money for an Xbox 360 game. That's not even backwards compatible.
What game?
Oh, all the old Spider-Man games and stuff got delisted from Xbox 360.
Oh, this was back when the 360 was made.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
That's why Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was delisted. That's why Deadpool was delisted. Both of them ended up
Oh,
getting
yeah.
ports on PS4. So
Yeah,
they did
and Xbox
actually
One.
eventually come back.
I mean, Deadpool kind of sucks, but still.
I didn't play much of Deadpool, but I actually enjoyed it. If you happen to enjoy Deadpool, it is a fairly decent, brainless action game. Not spectacular, but it's a great Deadpool game, and that's kind of all I wanted from it.
I understand what now.
Because, I mean, I don't go into the theater to watch Barbie and expect Citizen Kane. I go in there because I'm seeing the Barbie movie. If I'm playing a Deadpool game, I'm not expecting to play Outer Wilds. I'm expecting to kill a bunch of people while Nolan North pretends he's not actually voicing Deadpool in the game where he voices Deadpool.
I mean, I could see just Deadpool as Citizen Kane as a joke in Deadpool.
They actually make a joke in the tutorial where Deadpool calls Nolan North, asking him to voice himself in the game that he's in.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So he's literally on the phone with himself talking normally.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the best jokes in the game. Because I'd like to imagine that was all just one take where they just recorded that once and then edited
It definitely
later.
was. It probably was just one take.
Also, Lizardman brings up the term JRPG. There is a question over whether or not that term should even be used. Did we just see Music
I mean,
Park?
totally just...
No. Yeah, I'm voting Music Park.
I mean, it literally is just Japanese RPG.
Yeah, but the term was coined because people thought Japanese RPGs were weird.
Yeah.
So they separated them from Western RPGs. The thing is, number one, we don't need to be asking Japanese directors what their thoughts on it is. We don't need to be asking every single fucking person what they feel about the term JRPG. The funny thing is, different Japanese directors have different answers. Some of them like the term, some of them like the distinction, some of them think it's offensive.
Beep, 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 beep.
Damn, Gadget, I didn't know you had epilepsy. What the fuck?
Oh.
How long have you had that? I hope it goes well for you, but I genuinely didn't even know you had epilepsy.
Alright, I'm back.
Goddamn. Do you have to talk to your doctor about every single video game you play?
Oof. I don't know what possessed me to do that, Blue. Threw a red shell at them and it just blew up in my face. Fuck you, Pink Gold Peach.
I love the fact that Pink Gold Peach exists because it's really the most like nothing character.
She's not even from something. She was made up for
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
She literally exists to just be another version of Metal Mario, but everyone's just like, why do you exist?
She's not even heavyweight though. That's the thing. She's still midweight.
Yeah. It's really weird.
I mean,
that she even
she's pink, she's gold. What else is there to do?
God damn it, can't girls have hobbies? It just says he's had epilepsy for 1.9 years. Damn.
Ah, damn.
I mean, it's reasons like that I've been putting content warnings if any games happen to have flashing images.
Pretty common in older games, especially.
Oh, they didn't
Oh,
fucking
this
care
is
back then.
unfortunate.
They absolutely did not.
That was really unfortunate. I turned into
Think
a
about,
wall by
like-
accident at the line, or the lap line, and the chain chomp fucking boosted me into the other wall, or the piranha plant.
Yeah, I don't have a risk of seizures, but I am prone to headaches from flashing images. Something that I bet you guys did not know, people who are autistic are very sensitive. You probably are familiar with the term hypersensitivity. What you probably did not know is many autistics are so hypersensitive they can see lights flickering that other people don't notice.
Oh wow.
If there's a fluorescent light, I can see it flickering at all times. It's always flickering. It doesn't matter how new or good the bulb is. It always flickers to me, and it can give me headaches.
Huh.
I have very sensitive eyes. So I don't have a risk of seizures, but I am prone to headaches from flashing lights. We have Zelda 2 for NES. I can't play it on NES. I have to play the later ports. Because if I die, and I die a lot, it uses a strobe effect when you die.
Yeah, the strobes, then Ganon has returned.
Yeah, it's extremely painful. Speaking of, fuck Cyberpunk 2077 for that one bit in the game where I think you enter the cyberspace or whatever it's called, and they use a flashing light pattern that is identical to a device that doctors use to give people seizures so they can treat them and test them.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Cyberpunk devs.
It's literally the same device. Now, I don't know...
They did actually change that.
They did? Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but it took them a while to change it.
That shouldn't have been in the
But
game to begin with. That is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
Naturally, there were...
had a seizure that almost killed me, that should not have been in the game from the get-go.
Naturally, the dude bros who were defending Cyberpunk right off the bat said, "Oh, it just looks like Christmas lights to me." Well, how about I shove some Christmas lights down your throat?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll see the problem with them then.
Like, Cyberpunk's
Also,
a lot better now, but it had...
Gadget,
such a rough
I know
launch.
that feel. Because I'm prone to what's called a vasovagal reaction. So whenever I get any kind of vaccine or get my blood drawn for blood work at the hospital, I basically am almost guaranteed to just pass out.
If
And there's
God
literally
truly was
nothing
an
I can do
intelligent
about it.
breeder, why did he give a monkey anxiety? And other issues with the body?
He hates you.
He hates me specifically.
Yeah, you in particular.
I exist to spite God. Yeah, I have actually... okay, so Xeno apparently had a seizure when I was very young. I do not remember it ever happening. I know it happened, obviously, because everyone said it did, but I didn't understand it when I was younger, because I was young, I was stupid, and I had untreated autism, so how could I? But I actually don't remember it happening, so... I have only ever seen a seizure once, and it wasn't actually from anyone that I knew. We were all eating at, I want to say it was an Applebee's, and...
Chili's.
Huh?
It was Chili's.
It was Chili's, and there was a pair of women at a table across from us, and one of them suddenly had a seizure.
Oh.
So I've seen what it's like to have a seizure. It's not pleasant. Even just
There's
seeing
different
it made me
kinds of
uncomfortable.
seizures. So I think what you saw at the Chili's was called a grand mal seizure. Because not all of them have like the full body shaking and all that. Some of them, what it will look like is exactly what happens to me when I have a vasovagal reaction, where I just black out.
Yeah.
Some seizures do look like that, and some you can have a seizure and you would never know it.
The moral
Because
of the
it
story is,
lasts for literally just a split second, and that's it.
the moral of the story, guys, is take care of your body because humans are very fragile. We are
Yeah.
simultaneously the hardiest fucking creatures on this planet, and also able to just drop dead at any moment because we stepped on something the wrong way. Like, take care of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
To continue the story that Spike was telling, when I had a seizure when I think I was 18 months old at the time, and I had a ear infection in both ears, and having the ear infection in both ears is what caused the seizure. And doctors literally could not get me to stop seizing unless they put me into a medically induced coma.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Keep in mind,
Luckily
that's
that
right.
fixed it.
I was 3 at the time.
Yeah.
So I had no idea this was going on. So learning about this when much older was actually kind of terrifying.
Someday we'll get Music Park.
Obviously, it's a very good thing that Xeno survived that, because if he didn't,
yeah.
he would not be here farming content for you guys by beating me in this damn game. I swear to God, like, I am good at Mario Kart when I'm not streaming it. I don't know what it is about streaming in Mario Kart, I always lose. It might be because I'm just, talking the whole time.
You talk the whole time when we play it off stream too.
Yeah, but you're worse off stream. Also, I'm not
just the
competing with
same.
3 other people. Also, Lizardman has a point that we know, not including the hell in the ocean. NASA went to space because they fear what's in the ocean.
Well, that's a lot of
We're
objects.
still discovering new shit in the ocean.
Therefore, I think NASA went to space because they're a space program, though.
Nah.
It'd be weird if NASA was like, we're going underwater.
Shut up, Dennis.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, it's very funny to me that I mentioned NASA. My very first thought is Outer Wilds Ventures, and now I'm sad. God, Outer Wilds has actually been on my mind a lot lately.
Yep.
One of those way, Yoshi.
And for those of you in chat who have not played Outer Wilds, you absolutely should. You can't look anything up first. Just go in blind. Just trust me. Pick a platform,
Oh,
play it.
space game?
Huh?
It's a great space game.
Yeah. And
It really
it's...
do
And
be in
please,
space.
for the love of God, learn how to pilot the ship.
Shut up. Yeah, everyone who watched me play said I pilot the ship like a maniac. Part of the reason why is because I didn't realize I didn't have to hold forward all the time. So I was going at a few 1,000 kilometers per hour. Because I kind of forgot the fact that when you start moving in space, you don't actually stop. Because there's no gravity. So you don't have to keep thrusting. You only need to get a little bit of speed and then you can just drift. Because if you keep thrusting, you're just going to keep going faster. There's no limit because there's nothing stopping you.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
why you kept doing that in Outer Wilds, because you were treating it like driving a car?
Yes, because
Yeah, he
I
was.
forgot that there's no friction or gravity in space, so there was nothing there to stop me unless I hit something. That was part of the problem.
Local
The
streamer
new
forgets
e-bricks
how
flying me into
physics
another
work.
planet.
I didn't discover that until my bonus stream after I finished the DLC where I was getting some of the extra endings.
And the best part is, I told him to early on,
I think I either
and he
missed the
still
message...
didn't discover it until the fucking bonus stream.
Yeah, I had already finished the game. That was my last stream.
Because I think I told you, like, shortly after your second or third stream of it, it was very early on in your playthrough, I mentioned that you don't have to keep, like, holding thrust. That you can just get to your speed you need, and then let go and coast. And yet you still fucking did it.
I keep forgetting if we've done Music Park already, because I'm not paying attention to what's going on, I'm just talking.
We didn't do Music Park.
Okay. We're still not doing it, I
Yeah,
guess.
stage of mine get to...
You're never gonna see Music Park again.
Yeah, definitely play Outer Wilds. Just keep in mind, it's a game you can really only play once, because once you finish it, there's really nothing else you can do aside from achievements. But it is an emotional roller coaster.
I technically played it twice because I had a game save before the DLC came out, and
Yeah.
thought I should redo the entire ship log again in preparation for the DLC. So I basically beat the game a second time, but it was like speedrun mode, because rather than
getting like, you know, a discovery here, a discovery there, jumping to another planet mid-run, and like, oh, like another discovery here. I was like just rapid fire, like going down the list because I knew like where everything was. So I ended up beating it like fairly quickly, of like getting all the information I needed to, because I knew like the progression that I could follow.
Were you happy to discover that the DLC wasn't affected by any... Oh, that's actually... I shouldn't say that. But were you happy to discover how the DLC is handled after you did all that?
To be fair, most DLCs are handled similarly to that, so it's not exactly like a spoiler.
Well,
Just
no,
saying.
this isn't it's not a spoiler. It's just more or less, you know, like any other game that has DLC that isn't separate from the game, but rather integrated it. There's differences if you have not done the DLC and have done the DLC, because it's integrated into the game. It's now like a part of it. So it would be like, you know, say like playing like some kind of RPG game, and it has DLC in which other characters make comments on events of the DLC and such, if you've done it, or don't make a comment if you haven't, kind of thing.
I love when I hit the NPCs with an item and they just keep going.
Yeah, when I finished
Yeah, they just don't care.
Outer Wilds the first time, I was kind of in shock at first, because I didn't fully understand the ending at the time. But then after the fact, I had read up a little bit on it and watched something. And that's when it clicked what the ending was actually about. And when I did it a second time after doing the DLC, because I wanted to see what changed in the ending after doing the DLC, I was just bawling. I was just sitting there crying throughout the entire credits. Like, if you get into the game, if you get into the game and you understand what the ending actually means, it's just going to break you. Because everyone I know of who has played the game, they just broke down with the credits. And it's very, very funny to me playing Outer Wilds and Xenoblade 3 back-to-back, because they actually have a lot in common that has nothing to do with gameplay.
You know, I think it was really inspiring to have the Herthian drink pick in Zero Gravity.
To what? I missed what he said.
So I think it was very inspiring when they had the Herthian drink pick in Zero Gravity.
Oh, also, something cool about Outer Wilds is that your entire race in the game are non-binary, or rather, genderless. We did it, guys. We destroyed gender.
Woohoo! Funny.
Speaking of, one of my favorite memes to come out of Splatoon 3 was a version of the Avengers Endgame. Did you do it? What did it cost? And it was, did you do it? Did you destroy gender? Yes. What did it cost? France. Because of the upside down Eiffel Tower in one of the trailers.
Also, that was Infinity War, not Endgame.
All that drop of pops.
God, I did such a U-turn on the MCU. After the whole VFX stuff and strike and all that, I started looking back on the MCU and realized, like, wow, these are certainly movies.
Yeah, the most movies of all time.
Some of them are really fun.
There are scenes.
Up until like Avengers, they were all actually. Okay, not all of them, but there are a couple that are actually.
Thor was not that great.
But there are a couple that were actually like really, really good, and a lot of them are just really fun. And then you have ones like Eternals. But why? Nobody cares about these people.
I liked Eternals, but that's mostly because of how accurate they got Babylon. and I'm just amazed that they actually cared enough to make Babylon look accurate.
I'm just going to spoil the ending here. I am amazed that they introduced a bunch of characters just to literally yank them off the planet by the end of the film.
Oh, nice.
And haven't
Not all of
addressed
them.
them since.
They'll never be seen again.
Look, no matter what, the
Because some of them
very
are
first
still there and are going to tie into the future films.
Supposedly. It's
Like, if
assuming we
any of the
get it.
leaks are if any of the leaks are true, Eternals is actually extremely important to upcoming films.
Well, I mean, that's assuming we
No
get it
matter
in the
what.
upcoming films, because from what I know, they've all been delayed.
Well, that is true.
Not even because of the strike,
Oh,
they
yeah,
were just
the
getting
strike.
delayed because of the Blade film.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Haven't they
that
gone through,
actually
like-
ties into the Eternals movie too. So,
Yeah, but haven't they gone through like 3 directors?
Yeah.
I think directors, writers, like pretty much everyone behind the scenes, aside from the actors,
Yeah.
it's not doing well.
Yeah, like I've completely tuned out of the MCU. I can't be bothered to care about it anymore. It started to feel that way when I realized that I wasn't watching MCU stuff because I wanted to. I was watching it because it felt like I needed to in order to keep up. And I realized I wasn't actually enjoying it anymore. It was just an obligation. So that's what originally made me tune out. The VFX stuff and the strike just kind of made me completely stop caring. Especially with all the other bullshit that Disney's doing right now. We don't need a Toy Story 5. We don't need live-action remakes of animated films. We don't need any of this.
see,
Yeah, but they keep
Yeah,
doing well
that's
for some
why-
reason, so they're gonna keep doing it.
Keep doing well
that's why
because
us true
Disney's-
cinephiles need to transition over to the real cinema, that is the DC universe.
As if that's doing any better.
The, the DC universe cannot win. It's a little
No.
funny to me, but I
It's
also
fuck-
feel
Yeah.
bad for like the smaller people working in the movies industry that have to deal with all the nonsense.
My favorite bit of anything to come out of the DC Universe films was a Hard Times article where Dwayne Johnson was asking whoever played Morbius how to meme the movie, how to meme Black Adam into
Jeremy
popularity. From what I know, the biggest problem with Black Adam specifically is that it's not a Black Adam film, it's a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson film.
Well, there was
Yeah.
that, and then there was like the whole Flash fiasco with Ezra Miller.
Oh yeah,
I'm surprised they're still keeping him around.
Them.
the weird like baby prop in the Wonder Woman 1980s movie.
I don't think I heard about that one. Just keep in mind
I
with
forgot
Ezra
about
Miller,
that.
they are a goddamn
Very-
awful
very
human
bad
being,
shit.
but they're still non-binary. We can still respect that. I just want to
Yes.
make that clear.
Not everyone may know that they are though.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Like, just because they're a god-awful human being does not mean that they are not non-binary. You don't suddenly stop being an American when you commit a crime. You don't suddenly stop being a woman when you commit a crime. Doesn't matter how heinous the crime is. Just want to make that clear. I have had enough arguments with people that I don't talk to on Facebook over this. I would like to just nip this in the bud now.
your first mistake was trying to argue with people on Facebook.
They're friends of friends, so... Listen, I was picking my battles. I wasn't even responding to them in the first place. They responded to me. I was responding to someone else who never responded to me. And it was
Oh.
actually the same guy 3 times, as a matter of fact.
So that's when you just whip out the Dante, what are you gonna do, milk me? meme?
Honestly,
Yes.
I should have just said that right off the bat, honestly. The all-defeating argument. What are you going to do? Milk me?
The only option to win.
What? So I know you was it. Is it like a? You said it was like something like Dante. Is that Devil May Cry? Are you referring
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
So you literally said that. For some reason, I heard that quote is being spoken by Reboot Leon in Resident Evil 4.
Oh my god, I need an edit of that now.
It does sound like something an RE character would say.
It's literally, I can really hear Reboot Leon saying this line.
Yeah.
This is Jarl
I can hear
Balgruff
original
telling
Leon
Leon
saying
that,
to be honest, too.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the line? Something like, you are entertaining. The Americans only win in your American movies. You will not win here. What are you gonna do, milk me? God. I am so glad I finally played Resident Evil 4 because I actually loved it so much. I'm so excited to play the remake whenever I get it. Whenever I get it.
Both of them are still really good.
The original
Remake is
actually holds
great.
up really well. My one complaint with it is it's not a horror game. Or at least it's not.
Yeah.
It's not scary.
I think the good thing about that though is that it also wasn't trying to be, and I don't think it really marketed it as such.
No, Resident
it was
Evil was
very
always
much-
campy.
Yeah.
It only
I mean-
recently
I mean,
started
like,
taking
the,
itself seriously.
The beta one
Like,
was
I don't even think they were
version
going
of it
for
was
that.
supposed to be a proper horror game.
I
it's the alpha
actually
version.
like the camp of original RE4. From what I've watched of the remake, my main complaint with it is it's not as campy, and I actually really liked the camp. Because
It's
it
really-
makes me think of Scream, honestly. It's one of my favorite horror movies, and it's campy as fuck. But
Well, I
it's
think-
making fun of that camp. And that's why it's
If
so
you
fun.
play, if you've been coming off the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, 4 would be a giant tonal shift if you went with like the high camp of original Resident Evil
Yeah.
4.
Yeah,
'Cause,
like,
like,
that's why I
Leon
said
is
Resident Evil
basically a
has
completely
recently
different
started
character
taking
in the
itself
remake.
seriously. Because the recent
Yeah.
remakes and 7 and 8 have been a lot more serious than previous games.
Yeah, and it'd be a massive like tonal whiplash if they just switched it to normal RE4
Is
with
that Dennis dying in
'cause,
the
like, it still
background, or
has
is that
some,
blue?
I don't know, I'm Petey Piano.
Yeah, I'm just asking
no,
because
those-
someone
those-
just suddenly started coughing. I was going to ask if they were okay.
By the way,
in the background.
Simki, that red shell I hit you with right at the end, I'd like to point out, when I threw it, I was airborne and you were already around that last turn. So the red shell just careened straight off the track and like hit you from the side for some reason.
Oh, that's where that came from. Okay.
Yeah, it just fucking went off into nowhere and then suddenly hit you. I was very surprised to see it actually hit you.
It was just going.
Oh, the only other thing I didn't like about RE4 was Leon has shit aim. It wasn't even me. He just cannot steady his hands to save his life.
Yeah,
issue.
that's why a lot of people like. That's why a lot of people like the Wii version because the accuracy is so much higher.
Well, I literally had several situations where I had the sniper rifle and I missed because Leon suddenly had a scratch and itch or something.
Yeah, they
Skill
got rid of
issue.
all gun sway on. They got
It's
rid of
not
all
even a
gun sway on
skill
the Wii
issue,
version.
Zeno. He literally just moves on his own.
Yeah, that's a thing in a lot of games. I had to deal with that in Battlefield 2142.
Skill
And I
issue.
adjusted to it.
Yeah, the Wii version gets rid of all of the gun sway, so it's just up to you in the Wii version.
I have the Wii version. I'm actually tempted to play it at some point.
Yeah, it's considered probably the best version next to the Xbox One and PS4 re-release.
Yeah, I got it on Switch
Oh,
out
like, a
of
lot of people
convenience,
prefer it.
but I'm actually half tempted to actually play my Wii copy.
Yeah. I have it on the Wii U because I got it when it was because Capcom did like an end of service sale on the Wii U, so they put it on sale for like $4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have the Zapper too, so I can totally do that. I don't think I'll stream it.
Yeah.
I'll probably just do that off stream, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm working my way through off stream. Because, like, I'm trying to play in streams differently, so there's stuff that I want to play that I don't want to wait until I stream it, so I'll just start it off stream, and if I get around to streaming it, then I'll just start over. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
RE4 VR is also really good, but it's unfortunately an Oculus Quest 2 exclusive, so...
I don't think I'd want to play it in VR, honestly.
Uh,
If I
Probably
get
be
a
good in
VR
VR.
headset, I'm getting it for Beat Saber and VR chat and literally nothing else.
What about Resident Evil 7?
I would just rather play it normally.
oh.
Maybe I'd play Abduction in the Myst remake in VR.
Oh, Myst would be good in VR.
Yeah, my concern with that now, though, is I don't like the Miller brothers anymore.
Oh, what'd they do?
Well, Robin Miller, who I think was the artist for Myst, and also one of the actors in it, I think he actually played the main guy you're helping throughout the game, started posting daily AI art, and their most recent game from Cyan Worlds, the company that the Miller brothers founded, uses AI-generated voice acting, art, and writing.
Oh. That's not
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of people were really upset with that development. I was telling people, you would have seen this coming if you saw the art he was posting.
Yeah.
So, and it sucks, because I have so much respect for the Myst franchise. I've never actually finished a Myst game, but I love playing the Myst games.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're so comfy.
The Saturn version of the first one.
Yeah, so it's really frustrating because, like, I want to support their work because I love what they've done in the past, but I cannot support AI. I cannot.
Yeah, same. I mean, I guess at least they're still the older versions.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe I'll get the Myst remake, but I'm not buying anything else after that. It's the only game from them I'm missing, aside from their new AI shit. I have every other game they've made, except for Uber. I don't even think you can get that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, you can probably get it off, like, My Abandonware or something. If it's not available for purchase.
Yeah, and I actually have the previous remake of Myst. In fact, actually, I have both of the previous remakes. I have Real Myst and Real Myst Masterpiece Edition.
Nice.
Because the funny thing about Myst is the game originally came out on Mac as Myst. It got ports to other platforms, including Saturn and PS1.
PS1, Sega Saturn.
And then it got a re-release called Myst Masterpiece Edition, which is an updated version of Myst. This one is also on Windows and is the classic version that you can get on GOG and Steam, that has a brand new area in the game and some other fixes. Myst got remade in the early 2000s, I believe, as Real Myst, which was a really terrible real-time 3D remake of Myst that actually had some extra details, like the grave of a character that is only mentioned. I didn't mean to drive over here. And nobody liked it because no PCs could run it at the time. It's not really worth playing, but that's also on Steam. Real Myst got a remake in Unity titled Real Myst Masterpiece Edition, which is a much better real-time 3D remake running in Unity. It also has a mode where you can play it like the classic games, just in real-time 3D instead of everything being pre-rendered. That got remade about a year or two ago as Myst, confusingly named after the original release of the first game, which is another real-time 3D remake of Myst with all of the updated details from every subsequent version of Myst.
Jeez.
So there are two Mysts, two Masterpiece Editions, and two Real Mysts, with overlap between some of those.
Oh yeah,
Yo,
Myst
dog,
also
I
came
hear
out on
you
the
like
Jaguar. CD.
There's also a mobile
Jaguars.
version of Myst that was delisted for years that finally got re-added to iOS. There's a PSP version, there's a DS version, there's a 3DS version, which confusingly is just the DS version on 3DS, without a full screen on the touchscreen. It's just buttons on a black space.
Oh. Yeah, the Jaguar version's fun though, because there's a little Easter egg you can do that replaces the ending cutscene with a picture of the devs' offices and all the devs together.
That's cool. Yeah, Myst is a great series. It's just unfortunate that the creator of it, or creators, are AI dipshits now.
Yeah.
They also made Abduction, which is not a
Did
missed
not mean to
game,
pick that again. Whoops.
but it's
Eh,
essentially a missed game. I actually backed it
Funny
on
too,
Kickstarter, which used to be something I would brag about. It's not anymore.
Oh yeah, it's funny. Riven on PS1 is 5 discs.
What is?
Riven missed 2.
5 discs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, the only reason why there's so many, why they are so many discs is because it's just a bunch of JPEGs and video files. That's all the game is.
Yeah.
And at the time, that was a lot of data. I will say though, as much as I despise what the Miller brothers have become, I would still kill to be able to browse the source files for the original Myst games.
Yeah.
That and Donkey Kong
from,
Country. I would kill to be able to look at the source images.
I'm pretty sure, at least for Myst, I think they might have been, like, just dug up or something. Or someone decompiled the game. But I don't think the source images are around.
Yeah, well, they were essentially screenshots of a 3D world that they had put together. So what I mean is being able to peruse the original.
Oh yeah, the
3D
original
world.
render. Yeah.
I would kill to be able to do that.
So I wouldn't be surprised they don't even have those files anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, despite my misgivings about the Miller brothers, I am still probably going to play through the Myst series and Abduction, and I might even stream them.
Hey. I'm really... So I'm kind of surprised Riven never got a remake.
It was supposed to. It was actually supposed to as after Masterpiece Edition, but they ended up never finishing it.
Oh. That's unfortunate. It's actually like Riven a little more than Myst, at least just from what I've played so far, due to it being a bit easier, because I didn't actually have to look up a guide for that one.
The nice thing about Myst, or Real Myst Masterpiece Edition, is it actually has a guide in it.
Yeah.
A really nice hint system.
Because, yeah, the first Myst is extremely confusing.
It is, but I mean, there's actually something, in my opinion, comforting with how confusing it can be, because it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, the old pre-rendered visuals is very comforting to me. It's probably because of all the old PC games I grew up with playing that just had a lot of pre-rendered backgrounds.
Yeah. Also, the speedruns for Myst are fun, or the first Myst are funny because it's literally just you walk around the entire island just clicking the levers into the right spots and finish the game.
Yeah.
Every speedrun is exactly the same for every platform for the original version. The only difference is the load times. With the Saturn version being the longest just because the Saturn version takes the longest to load. And I mean, that's just the Saturn in general. I just got the Saturn version because I thought it was funny it existed in the first place.
I need to get more Saturn games. They're so fucking hard to get a hold of for good prices.
Yeah, you just need an action. You mainly need to get an action replay because as long as it doesn't, you don't heavily need the dialogue. It's perfectly fine getting Japanese copies.
There's that one memory card that I wanted to get that I still haven't gotten.
The action replay RAM combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have, and I would recommend them. If you can find an original, that's even better, because there's a lot of shitty, like, modern versions that are, like, really poorly made.
I like Lizaman and Gadget just having a conversation in chat. I apologize for not keeping up with chat. It's very hard for Saturday streams.
Yeah.
Especially with how many people are in the call.
Do you have any Saturn games I could recommend? The Gundam side story trilogy on Saturn is really good. Only released in Japan though, but it's like $30 for the whole trilogy.
Is that tied to the Mobile
first
Suit
person.
Gundam series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
They're
never
all,
actually watched
first-person
Gundam,
shooters.
so I would just be...
You don't actually need any context. I mean, not like you'd be able to understand it anyways, unless you need no Japanese.
well, true.
But they're just really solid FPS games. Alien versus... No, the Alien trilogy on Saturn is pretty good for it as well.
We actually had the PS1 version, I believe.
Yeah, they probably don't need the Saturn version then.
Yeah, we
actually-
do have the
Surprisingly solid.
PS1 version.
Was that Zeno?
We do have the PS1 version, and we also have Alien Resurrection to go with it.
Yeah, that's actually what game I think
Hey.
our dad bought back in the day. Because some of the
What
PS1
else?
games we own were actually bought by my dad because he wanted to play them, and then he ended up never playing any of them. He ended up giving us
Funny.
a lot of his games because he just doesn't have the time for them anymore, or interest.
Never really played much of them because he was always playing Civilization 2 and Unreal Tournament on PC.
I actually distinctly remember a time watching my dad and a friend of my dad playing Smash Bros. On N64 together. Zeno, I think, was so young he wouldn't remember it. I don't even think he was present.
Well,
Yeah, I have no
remember
memory of that.
I remember my dad's friend complaining that Donkey Kong cannot jump because he didn't know to up B.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Lizardman, the Shining game still exists. There was a Switch Shining game called Shining Resonance Refrain. It is absolutely not the Shining that you want, because it's a kind of music-themed JRPG that has nothing to do with the tactical RPG series that it used to be, and also has a heavy emphasis on romance. But Shining does still exist.
Any other
I
side?
heard they made a movie by that name.
What?
The Sonic R and Sonic 3D Blast.
Everybody
I actually kind of like
sing
Sonic
for
R.
Sonic Racing. Does
Yeah.
it brighten up your day? Sorry.
3D Blast is kind of hard to find, so even Japanese copies for that one are expensive.
If you really want to play Sonic 3D Blast that badly, just get Sonic Mega Collection.
Yeah, albeit the Mega Collection does not come with the Saturn version because the Saturn version is graphically superior.
True, but it's still a decent version of the game. Isn't it the 32X
Yeah.
version?
That's the Genesis version. There's no 32X version.
Oh, okay.
The only 32X Sonic game is a spin-off with Knuckles Chaotix.
Oh, that's right. I really wish they would actually bring that back, because I feel like
Yeah,
a
can
lot of
they-
people would want to play
Can they,
it.
like, port that somewhere? It's like $500 for a loose copy.
There are so many people who want to fucking... I want to play it. I've never fucking played it.
Yeah, I want to play it too. I have a 32X, but I don't want to. I'm not willing to spend $500 right now on a just random Sonic game. It's a little ridiculous.
Introduction to, Sonic Firsts. Wasn't that the Sonic Archie comic? Because that's actually how I found out about the Archie comic. I still have all my old Sonic Archie issues. I still have them.
Oh yeah, the other Saturn things I just kind of recommend because they're cool is the Saturn version of Quake.
I forgot there was a fucking Saturn version.
But I commend the devs for that because the Saturn version of Quake is almost like perfect recreation of the PC version.
Yeah, not even the N64
There's
version
no
was
missing-
perfect.
Yeah, there was no missing content. The game actually runs decently well. It's fully 3D still. They got the transparencies working somewhat.
How does it
Like
play?
it's actually kind of amazing.
How does it play?
Actually plays really well. D-pad still tank controls, but the bumpers are for strafing.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then X and I think it was whatever the ending two buttons on the 3-6 button controller are looking up and down. And then A is shoot, and Y I think is switch weapon. And then the other ones would like jump.
Okay, so come like Christmas or something, if Zeno and I do not follow through on our plan with getting a PS5 or Series X key, I need you to help me get some cheap Saturn games, some good cheap Saturn games, because I would love to have some
Oh,
more
yeah.
Saturn games. I have 3 or 4.
Oh, that is not much. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to use my Saturn more, but I have like no reason to use it. So
Yeah, I
don't
can
have
help you
any
find
games
some
for it.
stuff. Knights is also really good, but you need the controller.
I have a Retro Fighters controller that will do just fine, because it has a stick.
Hey.
How much
Yeah,
is
Knights
Knights?
good. Japanese copies are like $20
Do I
without
need
the
to-
controller.
Do I need to be able to read?
No. Not
It's
really.
that
The Saturn version of RE1 is also really interesting because it's got a lot of random unique content that just only exists in that version.
Like the roguelike mode?
The
No,
what?
that's the N64. The N64 version of RE2 has the roguelike mode. The Saturn version of RE1 has a built-in time trial mode and a built-in boss rush mode, as well as adding in the costume system.
Yeah, like, I mean, if there are weird ports on the Saturn, even if they're cheap, just like, I want Saturn games. I don't care if I already own the game. I want more
Yeah.
Saturn games.
What else is really good on Saturn? I would not be able to find you a cheap copy of it, but Power Slave is absolutely amazing.
I have heard good things about Power Slave.
Yeah, it is a first-person
Wait a minute,
Metroidvania.
hold on. Power Slave, that game, yeah, that's actually a fucking amazing game. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a first-person Metroidvania on the Saturn.
With an Egypt theme. That actually got a remaster on Switch.
Yeah.
And PS4 and everything.
And the Saturn version is completely unique because the PC version and PS1 versions are really bad.
The
But the Saturn
remaster
version
is
is
based on
considered
the
like one of
Saturn
the best in the
version.
system. Yeah. I'd still recommend it if you can find a cheap copy, because it's still really good. But good luck, it goes for like $200.
Didn't SimCity SimCity 2000 and Rampage World Tour also come to Saturn?
They did, yeah, those are pretty good versions as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have what I think is the best version of Rampage World Tour, because I have the N64 version, which is the only version you can do 3-player without a multi-tap. But
yeah,
I wouldn't mind having it on Saturn, because it just gives me a Saturn game.
what else is there that's good? Yeah, those two got ported. Duke Nukem ended up on the Saturn, and they actually had online play intact.
What the fuck? Oh, why did my voice
Actually,
give out when
Quake
I said that?
Oh. Also, actually, Quake had online play intact as well. It had the full multiplayer for Quake 1 on there.
Gadget, Clay Fighters was supposed to get a DSi exclusive port. It was announced in Nintendo Power. And we never heard about it again.
Oh yeah, Daytona USA, that's another good Saturn game, as well as some, they ported Space Harrier and Afterburner. They're just arcade ports, so they're still pretty good.
Wasn't there a Yu
do you
Suzuki
have to-
collection on the Saturn?
I think so.
Yeah, because I know
Everyone
that's
knows the true way to play those games is only 1 and 2.
I used to own Daytona USA. I wish I hadn't sold it because I kind of wish I kept it. I do have Sega Rally Championship though, and I actually really like that. It's my second favorite
good for it,
Saturn
too.
game behind Panzer Dragoon 2. I had the Saturn version of
Yeah.
Rayman, and I wish I didn't sell it.
Aw.
Yeah, I currently have
Yeah.
Sega Rally Championship, Panzer Dragoon 2, Worms, excuse me, and I think the Need for Speed.
I forgot we had Worms
Nice.
on Saturn.
It
Anyone,
is
I need to
how
get
we
the
played
Need
the
for
original
Speed.
Worms together, because it was basically our only way of playing it, and we actually had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I know. I completely forgot we even had that.
Hopefully we need to play it again.
Oh, this isn't good. Yeah, there's,
I didn't know that you had Rayman on Saturn.
Yeah, I got it from that one game shop we used to go to. The one that closed.
Okay. Right.
I'll have to look up some other Saturn games, because again, of course I can't remember all the good ones off the top of my head.
By the way, cheap to me for a game that I will just casually collect is under $50.
Wow.
So
Okay.
40
Yeah, it's
is
probably gonna be
pushing it.
That's probably going to be mostly Japanese then.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that honestly, if it's just under like 70 or something, I can really deal with that. But I mean, I can't just be dropping
Yeah.
money in all these games if they're that expensive.
Yeah.
Not right now. Not until I
There's,
sort out some issues.
I'll have to see if they're still as cheap, because there's the Sega Saturn gift pack, which comes with them Virtua Cop, Daytona USA, and Virtua Fighter, and those actually go for like $40 brand new. Last time I checked.
Ooh, that would be a nice one to have.
It's cool too, because it comes with a poster as well, a bunch of other random stuff, a very expired gift card.
Yeah. I'll hit the mic. I'll worry about this over around Christmas, because Zeno and I were originally planning on getting a PS5 or a Series X with Christmas money, and with all the bullshit that's going on with Sony and Microsoft right now, we're actually not sure if we're still going to do that.
Ah,
Well, I mean,
understandable.
with Steam Decks, we can play new games for the most part. So, like, do we really need a PS5 and Series X? I mean, maybe Mortal Kombat, but I'm kind of not as thrilled about it now that I know it's another live service game.
Yeah. Hey, also, what model of Saturn do you have?
I have no fucking idea. It's black. That's all I have.
Are the buttons round on the actual console? Like, just circles?
Yes.
Oh, you have a Model 2, so Space Harrier would not work.
Oh.
For some unknown reason, the Model 2 Sega Saturn cannot run Space Harrier. That's it. It just cannot run Space Harrier. No one knows why, really.
What the fuck?
Okay.
That's so random.
It's weird. That's the one issue of the Model 2. They're both very solid models, but yeah. Oh yeah, also, what controller do you have? Well, besides the Retro Fighters one.
I have the official 6-button controller, whatever it was called.
Oh, American or Japanese?
The Saturn is American, so I'm assuming the controller is too.
Okay, yeah. I'd also actually recommend a Japanese Saturn controller, because those things are really fucking nice.
I think I'll
The
be
American
fine with
ones
the
are
Retro Fighters one personally. Because that also doubles as a Genesis controller.
Oh yeah.
It has two legs. I hear a doggo.
Yeah, my dog is woofing.
Dog go boof.
Speaking of cats making noises, I'm actually impressed that the birds have been pretty quiet tonight. I haven't heard them at all since I started. Earlier, Xeno, I caught Peaches taking a nap in his tube.
Oh.
He was just
I got
sitting
one
up,
thing
with
too,
his eyes closed. He looks so peaceful. He did notice me though. He
Saturn...
gave me the stink eye.
He's very good at that.
One thing too, this is just kind of cool. I mean, yeah, you already have the Retro Fighters one. The Saturn 3D controller, the joystick one, and the Dreamcast controllers are actually completely incapable of getting drift.
That's cool.
Their sticks cannot drift because they use some Hall effect sensors, which use magnets instead of belts.
Speaking of, there's a new peripheral coming out for the Switch that I think just came out called the Nitro Deck. Which I sent Xeno the link to. It is, it's something you slot the Switch into. It has buttons and sticks and everything. It actually looks
It's
really,
basically
really
just
good.
a grip that the Switch slides into.
Yeah,
this thing.
It basically turns your Switch into a Steam Deck with how it's shaped.
Yeah.
From what I remember, previews were pretty good.
Ooh, they actually used Hall effect sensor thumbsticks. Speaking of those.
That's actually why I brought it up, because I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
Yep.
more
And
companies
they have
should
some
those, because, yeah,
special
they're really
color versions you can get too, where you can get the grip designed to look like a GameCube controller or designed to look like an SNES controller.
Complete with the colored buttons.
Ooh.
And sticks.
Neat stick.
I'm glad people are starting to use Hall effect sensor joysticks, though, because they literally feel exactly the same.
If the leaks about the Switch successor are true, the Switch successor will be using Hall effect.
Woo! Finally. People are starting to move to it.
Girl. Sorry, my intrusive
Yeah,
thoughts won there. I love
having
starting
to
a race
replace
and
my
seeing
controller
Dennis
like
immediately
everyone.
swerve off to the side.
Because, yeah, like my PS5 controller starting to get some drift on the left stick. My Xbox One controller or Series X controller is also starting to get some drift on the right stick. It's like, why are these so shit?
So,
Planned obsolescence.
I once again apologize for not reading chat tonight, but it seems like Liz and Man and Gadget are getting really friendly with each other right now, so... I do love how everyone was saying, like, oh, big developers are going to be upset about Baldur's Gate 3, and Elden Ring and all that, and then like developers are just doing the exact same shit that they've been doing because
Yeah.
they're not going to put in the effort. It's not even really putting in the effort. It's just that they're just trying to do something that isn't ever going to be Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is also special because it kind of a much better scenario than a lot of these other games.
I mean, they gave it to the perfect fucking studio to do it.
Yeah,
They
they
gave it
also
to
pretty
the
much had
Divinity
infinite
devs.
time.
They have
with
a
an
history of
infinite
making
budget.
good games like that.
Yeah. They also pretty much had like infinite time with a massive budget, so they could actually do that without dying.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive considering there is another D&D game on PS5 already that is not very good, and it's, funnily enough, trying to piggyback off of a previous Baldur's Gate game.
Dark
It's
Alliance?
called Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance.
Yeah, that thing was shit.
Yeah, you want to know what Dark Alliance was originally called? When it came,
Baldur's
the first
Gate
game?
Dark
Yeah, it was a
Alliance.
Baldur's Gate game. It was a spinoff.
They actually re-released Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, but they literally didn't do anything to it and still made it like $30.
Yep, they also re-released the sequel.
Yeah. I mean, they're still probably easier to play than the old ones, but I kind of wish they did a little more than direct ports with no changes, because they're still like 4x3 and kind of fuzzy.
There's also
There's
the
muddy.
enhanced versions of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Icewind Dale, and Planescape, and Neverwinter Nights on consoles.
They've been doing a lot of good re-releases for those ones, though, because those are actually good
Yep.
re-releases.
And they actually put Eye of the Beholder and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons on Steam.
Hey. Funny, there's an Intellivision D&D game that's actually kind of decent.
I saw Atsumori streaming a Genesis D&D game that actually looked pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, it has a Sega CD version that's a little better, but yeah.
I'm gonna bug out for a quick moment so I can go take care of the birds.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I still need to get that one.
Crusty ass, I almost said clown out of here. We're all clowns here.
I wish they were cheaper at one of the
Thanks, Zeno.
local thrift stores. I kind of hate this thrift store for doing
no.
this, but they're putting
Zeno, you gotta
actually
cover up
nice-
the birds. Hang on a second here.
Well,
Oh god damn it, motherfucker! I shouldn't have said anything.
How about it? They're making noise now?
Huh?
We're making noise now?
He's hydrate. He keeps hydrating me. Hold on.
oh,
Oh, I'm not actually
but
watching the
yeah,
stream
me
right now,
neither.
so I can't see chat.
But yeah, kind of semi-local thrift store, more of a chain that's just in the area I live in. They had an entire complete in-box collection of all of the DOS D&D games, but it was like $75 each
Jesus.
because they started putting like expensive shit behind a case. Which, like, okay, yeah, you gotta make money, but also, your thrift store, $300 for a CIB Wii U is not thrift store. You didn't even test the fucking thing.
I got a Japanese imported Hatsune Miku game for PS3 from a pawn shop for $10.
Yeah, like, that's usually why I go to thrift stores, because you can get shit like that, not to go there like.
The game came out in
Get a
English,
full
but I mean,
price
$10 for a rhythm game where I don't need to read versus $50 where I can read.
Yeah.
Also, the
the
closest
best thing I've-
Original PSX.
the
Oh, sorry.
closest I come to being a weeb is I'm a Vocaloid fan.
Best thing I have gotten at that thrift store though was for $75 I got a brand new Game Boy camera,
God damn.
which looking up after similar quality box to the one I got was like worth $450.
You know, speaking of Vocaloid, I have the one that's on Switch with all the DLC, and I have done like 2 songs in it and haven't played it since. I really need to fix that.
Yeah,
Actually, one of
I
my
have the
friends
3DS.
picked up a Game Boy camera.
Hatsune Miku game.
What was that, Dennis?
Oh, I have a friend who picked up a Game Boy camera the exact same way. It definitely was cheaper than $75 though.
Yeah, but that's the brand new.
That was a situation. It was a situation where it was like, you know, like your store doesn't know the value of what they have, and it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just a cheap It actually, I think it even had the printer too, which is
Oh
which is
shit.
cool.
Yeah, I still don't know this. Yeah.
I messed around with it.
Well, where
That's
did
how I
that
found
bomb
out
go?
that- that's how I found out that the
Almost
question.
into me.
composed the music.
Okay, it bounced back.
We
I thought it
almost
just fucking
slammed that
disappeared.
into my
I
head.
didn't see it go back.
Yeah. It ricocheted off of the post and almost hit me directly in the head.
I thought it
hit
just
by that.
fucking disappeared because I didn't see it go back. I just saw it hit the sign and then disappear.
Oh, I got hit.
Oh,
Ow.
What about what you talking about? I didn't see anything.
When we were at the finish line a moment ago, you threw up a bomb and it bounced off the sign, and I didn't see it go back, so it just fucking disappeared on my screen.
yeah, and you almost hit me and hit Dennis. Ow. Shit.
Gadget,
That was
being a
Love that.
weeb has to do with Japan, not China.
I love that whenever Spike says some shit, I can just go, "Whoa, water be upon ye."
It is time for you to drink. This is not a choice.
Oh, Dungeon Fighter! That's what DNF is from, isn't it? Isn't that, Dungeon Fighter? You did say the yes, I know, I'm just saying that it's not as close as you think.
Yeah, the only other really good thing I've gotten from that thrift store that was actually worth a lot is a first edition copy of Ocarina of Time for $10.
God damn.
I
Oh, is that the one where
I had this hope.
there's actual blood and there's the Islamic chanting?
Yeah, and the religious symbols on the bricks.
I really am curious
Is
what
it-
they thought they were going to accomplish with that.
They didn't know.
You mean it wasn't? You know, it was just like a situation of no one really thought about it until it came out, kind of thing.
The song was found in a sound library disc, so they didn't actually know it had that.
I
Because
also
no
I
one
found
there
it really
spoke
weird.
the language.
I found it really weird that there was this like random like statue that apparently was supposed to be from Majora's Mask for some reason.
What are you talking about?
Is this? I don't know. There was some kid
Oh, the
named
stat-
Ben that
there's
played
a,
the game before me.
Blech. In Majora's Mask, early editions
Brown
in
joke.
the Earth. Oh, I thought you were talking about the other funny statue, because in Majora's Mask, there's a funny statue where you can grapple onto the tits with the hook shot.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
Actually,
That's Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that is Ocarina? I thought
Yeah,
it
the
was
Spirit
Majora's.
Temple, the statue's nipples are valid hookshot targets, but they're disabled. But they are valid.
Yeah. I think there's like a bug you can do to make them valid again. Because, you know, people figured out how to make fucking remote code execution without a cheat device, because, you know, fuck you, I guess.
I love the Pokemon
them
one
to
with
be-
opening the coin case and then hearing Machops cry. And you can just write arbitrary code.
Yeah. Like, hey, how do you speedrun the game? We use arbitrary code execution in-game without a cheat device, because, you know, that just works.
Paper Mario speedruns on N64 use Ace from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
So to speedrun Paper Mario with the arbitrary code execution, you have to have Ocarina of Time as well.
Okay, then.
Because they uses the file name in Ocarina of Time as the code in Paper Mario.
Because when you swap, or when you power off the N64, there is, I think, for older models, there's, I think, a 30-second window. For later models, it's more of a 12-second window, where the game
Banjo-Kazooie
still
is the
has
0.1
RAM
second
active
window.
when the console is powered off. That's what the stop and swap feature in
Yeah.
Banjo 2 was supposed to use.
But they accidentally bugged it out and made it so instead of keeping it for the appropriate 12 to 30 seconds, it keeps it for 0.1 seconds.
That's not what I heard. I heard that the reason it was never implemented was because it was shortened. Maybe it was a while ago.
Yeah, I thought there there's some kind of bug in the game that made it so the stop and swap timer was just fucked completely, so you couldn't feasibly do it as a human.
Apex Legends and Portal on the N64. I have not heard of the Apex one, but I have seen a demake of Portal. I remember the DS one that got moved to the 3DS. It was homebrew.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if that ever got finished.
Yeah, someone's working on a N64 version of Portal that actually looks really good.
Someone who worked in Ocarina of Time claims that they had Portals figured out long before Portal, even though Prey actually beat Portal to that.
I'm sure you did, random Ocarina of Time dev.
By the way, the stop and swap thing, it's 10 seconds on the original model or early models and 1 second on the revisions.
Oh, okay.
I see.
That is not a lot of time.
No, it's
10
not.
10 seconds is feasible, but 1 second is not feasible for a human to do.
You know what, Zeno? We both paid for that.
I just saw you drive off. Like, you didn't even get hit, you just drove off.
No, I got hit. I absolutely got hit.
Oh,
What
okay.
version? I have no idea what revision my N64 is.
I think they're
You have
fine.
the Pikachu one, so I have no idea.
The difference doesn't actually matter, from what I know.
Yeah, it's just they keep their RAM for less time.
Yeah, but like nothing uses it, so it's kind of a pointless thing to know.
Yeah, it's literally only important if you're speedrunning Paper Mario, apparently.
I have the blue Pikachu on 64.
Ooh, nice. Those are hard as hell to find.
Yeah, I think I still have the watch that came with it somewhere.
Oh shit.
Don't know where.
Well, that was unfortunate.
That thing is a bitch to clean, though. Just saying.
Understandable. God, the Sega... I can never get my Genesis combo cleaned because of how many random ass cracks the Model 1, or the Model 2, the Sega CD2, and the 32X have in each other.
I see that and raise you the super slim PS3.
That thing is... no. Who designed it? I just
It is
want
literally
to talk.
90% grooves.
The super slim PS3 is just trash, though.
Sure it was.
Yeah, and the cooling vents are on the bottom of the console.
I mean, the super slim PS3 is has the second highest failure rate.
Oh, damn, that's so nice to know. I'm so glad I have that version. Well, we didn't know it. That's
Wonderful. I mean, we did get it for like, what, $80, if that?
You literally, like, sniped it off a dude who was trying to sell it to a GameStop.
Yeah, and the GameStop employee actually let me set it up in the store to test it. We just had to exchange the cash outside. We couldn't do that in the store.
But GameStop employees will do
employee
whatever they
give less
can
than
to
a
get
shit.
around what management tells them to do, as long as it won't actually get them fired.
Yeah.
Oh, was the GameStop price like really low, and you're like, hey, I'll give you like 80.
I think he wanted like 100 for it, and GameStop was only going to give him like 20.
Oh.
And I was able to knock it down by 20 because I told him like, hey, one of the cables is a little busted, but still works, and the controller's kind of fucked. So I'd have to get a new controller. And he was like, you know what? Take it.
Hey,
You know,
80's better than
that's
20.
fair though, because yeah, GameStop is literally just a scam if you're for trading things in.
Oh god, yeah.
Purchasing things as well.
I love GameStop employees. I hate GameStop as a company. I haven't actually shopped at GameStop in a very long time. I have been trying to divert my attention elsewhere.
That one GameStop
favorite
employee who just kept trying to tell us that VR is the future of gaming.
I don't even
and would not stop trying to push VR to us.
I don't even remember that.
My favorite
honestly.
like interaction with the
It was
GameStop
annoying.
employees when I was buying like an old like 360 game. The guy was like, corporate. I literally have to say this, but I know you're gonna say no. Do you want the warranty?
I remember sometimes I would go out to a GameStop that's a little further away with my dad to pick up stuff because he usually had a better selection than our local GameStop. And usually when we went to that one, there was a really cute girl behind the counter. And the funny thing is at the time, I was completely oblivious to when people were flirting with me. And my dad thought it was really hilarious at how frustrated the cashier was getting because I didn't notice she was flirting with me.
I wish I don't ever recognize anything that, like flirting, so I just kind of wish people would just say it. Like, tell me.
I
can't
learned how to
recognize that shit.
recognize it after becoming a VTuber, I'm just going to be perfectly honest. Yeah, see, at least the Sorrow was always upfront about it. So.
Shout out to our local GameStop, by the way, because years ago, whenever there was a new like Nintendo release, I would go into that GameStop, and I think it was the manager, but I would just hear some dude from behind the counter call me out and say, "Yo, you here for the new one?" And then they would just get whatever new Nintendo game that just came out was ready for me.
Our GameStop actually...
Just you here for the new one?
Our GameStop
Yeah, like
actually
the
had...
guy just knew that like if I was coming in, I was there for a Nintendo game. It was fucking amazing.
Our GameStop occasionally had some really good finds. Like we found Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut for Wii U there once when it had just come out, and I'm not going to say where I live, but it's not a big area where people would go shopping for games. So the fact that I was able to find that is pretty good.
Ow. I just remembered a couple other funny interactions, because I got Armored Core 6 at GameStop because it was the only place in town that had it. And they just gave me a pre-order bonus, because apparently they got more pre-order bonuses than copies.
Oh yeah, GameStop employees do that shit all the time. I went into one once.
Yeah.
I think it was when I got Smash 4 on Wii U. And they just gave me, like, some of the pre-release stuff that they had on hand. So I just have this giant cardboard, like, wrestling belt that has the Smash logo on it for some fucking reason.
Yeah, guys, I've been
it to
ordering
me.
my physical games. I don't go out to buy them anymore. My favorite interaction I've ever had at a GameStop was when I was in a mall. And I went to the GameStop because I thought, you know what, there's a GameStop here. I could probably get something for a decent price. This is when this is after Smash 4 came out. And I went in there and I found they had amiibos. And I was like, oh, Donkey Kong. I don't have a Donkey Kong amiibo. I'm going to get this Donkey Kong amiibo. And before I went up to the counter, I witnessed a mother and her son trying to get GTA 5. And the cashier, because by law he is required to do this, told her, I just want you to know this game is rated M for mature, and he then explained what was in the game, you know, prostitutes, violence, drugs, alcohol, all that stuff. She put the copy down and stormed out with her son. Then I go up to the counter, and the cashier, I hand the cashier my Donkey Kong amiibo, and he's like, so this amiibo is rated E for everyone. It's fun.
Still love, like, when I got Fallout 4 when it came out, not GameStop, different, like, just a grocery store that had an electronics section, the cashier was an 80-year-old woman, and she just was like, are you sure you want to buy this? It has violence. Like, yeah, I know. It's Fallout 4.
But the funny thing is, most of the cashiers at GameStop, from what I know, they relish ruining a kid's day by telling the parents what's in the game.
Oh god, yeah, they love that.
Oh shit. Another one of my favorite moments at GameStop was when it was again GameStop in a mall. I don't know why this keeps happening. There was a copy of Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition for Switch, complete with the soundtrack and art book in the original box.
Yeah, I had that one.
I picked it out, and the cashier asked me if I was ready to go, and I was very happy. Because it's a quote from the game. It's something Shantae says a lot.
Hey.
Of course, my most memorable moment in GameStop at all was when I was in junior or senior year of high school, I forget which, and I found Slaughter Red the Hunter with the soundtrack in a GameStop in a mall. Or at a GameStop in a mall for $25.
Damn.
Keep in mind,
they only
if
have
you
like
want that exact
500
copy from eBay now, you gotta spend at least 500 if you can find an American copy.
Yeah.
So most of the copies
The
are
only other
Japanese.
kind of like funny memory I have from like, well, not even memory, just more recent thing was when Metroid Prime Remake came out, I had forgotten to pre-order it, so I was looking for copies. And one day I was in the mall, like I guess I'll check the GameStop here and see if they have it. And they had a copy, but it was a pre-order copy that was that someone had pre-ordered. And the guy was like, the person, like, it's been 3 days and we've called the person a few times. You can just have it. So, yeah, I just got a $40 copy that was some guy's pre-order.
Nice. I'll still
The
never
guy
forget the
didn't come in.
time when I went into GameStop. It was this local GameStop by us again, and it was the day that Xenoblade X came out on Wii U. And I was coming home from school. I stopped off at the GameStop to pick the game up. The manager saw me walk in, yelled from across the GameStop, "Hey, brother, Xenoblade?" And I just yelled back, "Xenoblade." And then he had the copy waiting for me at the cashier.
I think that was the same guy that tried to talk me out of getting Samba de Amigo for Wii when it was listed for like 2 cents.
Probably,
It was like,
honestly.
I don't remember if it was 2 cents or $1. It was something really cheap like that, but he tried to talk me out of getting it.
I get the feeling the guy probably wanted to buy it for himself.
I brought it up to the counter. I was like, you sure you want this? It's a kid's game. I was like, yeah, but it's a remake of a Dreamcast game. Yeah, but it's old. Yeah, but it's a remake of a Dreamcast game. Alright, man. It was the all-defeating argument.
I wonder how that guy's doing, because that guy was fucking great.
I'm pretty sure it was the same guy.
Oh yeah, now I remember one more thing. I bought my Wii U at GameStop because well, my first Wii I got there didn't work, so I returned it and got a Wii somewhere else. But I also ended up getting a Wii U there with some of the return money. And when I was buying games for it, I got Nintendo Land because they had it there for $1. And when they rung it up, it came up as instead of the price tag showing $1, it came up as $100.
What the fuck?
And I was like, that seems wrong. And the guy almost didn't want to sell it to me because he was like, there's something wrong with this. I need to call management. It's like, dude, just change the fucking price. Like, you have the game. You can just do it manually. Eventually he did. So it's like, not much. So it's just like, why did it come up with $100?
Their system is sometimes fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, the first Wii I had bought in there, because GameStop obviously just doesn't test any of their systems thoroughly, because I'm pretty sure they just plug them in,
Yeah.
see if they turn on, call it a day. So, like, the Wii I got there first, well, besides the free SD card I got out of it,
Oh.
they didn't check the SD card slot, so I literally just got a free SD card with some person's, like, family photos on it.
Oh god.
I gotta remember to delete that
So I just
shit.
deleted that. Yeah, I deleted all of it. I mean, it was like a single photo of the person and then a bunch of 2000s Transformers wallpapers.
Yeah, y'all gotta be careful about data on old storage media. My dad and I once went to this computer store that sells refurbished computers, and we were doing a class on proper PC disposal, and the guy running the class pointed out that, like, if you go to landfills where PCs are dumped, you can often find hard drives that still have data on them, and there are people who will go through that to try to find information on it. And some security experts have found banking information, tax information, wedding photos, all kinds of stuff that you do not want people to have.
If you're getting rid of well, I'll continue with the Wii after I say this, but if you're getting rid of anything that has a hard drive or like SSD, SD cards or anything, either remove the hard drive or destroy it. Because even clearing the data still leaves residual stuff.
Yeah, the Howard
Yep.
said that the best way to dispose of a hard drive is to wipe the data and then smash it with a hammer.
Yeah. But yeah, besides the Wii just having a free SD card in it, it also couldn't read discs at all.
Oh.
Oh, random person. Hello. And not only that is the video port was fucking broken, so it had constant static just going on everywhere. Like there was just like black spots everywhere on the video that just kept moving.
I do not know who this person is.
I don't either.
Friends Blue.
Oh! No, I know who this person is. This is Kexity. This is someone from a server I'm in.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah.
Good to have someone else join.
I don't know if she's in chat. I think her pronouns are... Actually, no, I think her pronouns are... whatever. If I remember correctly.
There are pronouns.
What/ever.
You're gonna make your pronouns, was the... Oh, goddammit, brain.
Was were.
Yeah, was when.
My pronouns are everything, everywhere, all at once, 2022.
I love the one that's I take the pronouns of everyone I defeat.
I
Him,
love that
he,
post.
him, 25.
The best
She, her,
pronoun
51,
joke.
they, them, 102.
One of my favorite pronoun jokes ever is the official Gollum Twitter account lists their pronouns as theirs is, ours is.
That's amazing.
Which is entirely in character for Gollum.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ow.
Just remember, everyone has pronouns, dipshit. It came free with your fucking speaking the language.
Ow.
Y'all stop taking the items right before I'm about to grab them.
No.
That's a shell.
Oh yeah, another thing funny with the Wii as well is we had a Wii when they launched and ended up getting rid of it because my parents didn't use it and we had it set up incorrectly, so the motion controls felt really bad.
Oh no.
We had the motion sensor on the top of the TV, but I think pretty sure we had the settings set to have it at the bottom of the TV.
Oh god.
So we just thought it was shit and got rid of it. But I found later, apparently the manuals were kept for it. So I found the manuals with the original trade-in receipt, where we traded in a PSP to get it.
Oh wow.
I still have my original PSP. The same one that my grandma stood in line for day one that I used for a few days and then forgot about for 3 years.
Full. Well, for obvious reasons, what I just said, I don't have the original PSP we got.
Yeah. We got our Wii in 2007, I believe. It was a birthday present for me. I love
Actually,
that.
Gadget, that's a great one.
Besides my Xbox One X, none of my consoles
you're
are
into
actually
pronouns, huh? Well, let me see them titties. Yahoo! I just love it. I'm familiar with it with the Mario version. And the dude just loses it after he says "she them titties."
Yeah, I don't actually have any of my old childhood consoles anymore, mainly because I ended up replacing them. Because, you know, a launch Xbox 360 arcade model is not going to survive.
Oh god, no.
It was running I say running decently well, but it was lagging constantly. The disk drive didn't like to stay open, and it had some trouble turning on.
Gadget, I have the Cydia Crisis Core. It is sitting... right? No, that's Final Fantasy 1. Here it is. Here's the Cydia.
Love the Cydia.
I love
And
how
yeah, I
it
had a
actually sits in
PS3
this mode.
Super Slim. But the PS3 Super Slim's hard drive was corrupted by Fallout New Vegas, so it just stopped booting things.
Oh.
Zeno and I have not had too many consoles fail on us.
Yeah. Mine has mostly been Atari stuff, or stuff that was just incorrectly repaired in the past.
Zeno went through like
And also
3 or 4
incorrectly repaired.
3DSs.
Oh,
Shit
that's
just
unlucky.
kept breaking.
That's really unlucky. What the hell?
I'm gonna be honest, the 3DS is actually one of my least... It is my favorite Nintendo handheld and my least favorite Nintendo console for different reasons. It is an amazing handheld with a lot of really great games, with the worst fucking build quality of any Nintendo device in the history of Nintendo.
Which one do you have? Because the new Nintendo 3DS XL and the 2DS XL are pretty well made.
Those are not the ones that I have.
I see.
I have a new Nintendo 3DS, or I have a new Nintendo 3DS XL, where a lot of the paint on the bottom plate has chipped off, and the circle pad split in half.
Like the actual plastic piece of the circle pad, not the rubber top of it.
No, I mean the rubber top split in half.
No, I thought the plastic, the actual core of it did too.
I don't remember.
Because if the
could
core
just
of it
look,
is
but
still
it's fucking
like
split.
intact, then the core can still be used. But I thought the core split as well.
Luckily, that's an easy piece to replace if you ever want to fix it.
The L and R buttons are fucked up, and so is the X, Y, A, and B buttons.
How the fuck?
I don't know. I was just going to replace
I
it
can-
with the new 2DS XL since it's better build quality. It also
the
means
thing
I
is,
don't
we
have to
take
unscrew
really
the
good
back plate
care
to get the SD
of
card
this.
out.
I guess you just got really unlucky or something, because I've never heard of them breaking that easily.
I actually saw a lot of reports of circle pads breaking off because of Smash. The original model of the 3DS had an issue where it was designed so poorly that if you close the lid, it actually scratches the top screen.
Nice.
That's true for the Ocarina of Time limited edition 3DS as well, because that was my first 3DS, and it has the screen scratches on it.
It's true for every version of the original model.
Yep.
Because the bevel on the touchscreen is raised too much.
Hmm.
Also, the way the
Yeah, it's-
home, start, and select buttons were handled for the original model is stupid.
Oh, yeah.
The nub
The original model.
is also stupid because it's so hard to move cameras with that. I cannot play Kid Icarus Uprising on my 3DS. I had to borrow Xeno's still functional 3DS XL and his Circle Pad XL so I could actually play Kid Icarus Uprising.
And see, the nub was perfectly fine for me. Like Monster
left-handed,
Hunter,
by
I
the
could
way.
play perfectly fine.
Technically, I'm mixed-handed, but when I'm using any kind of writing utensil, which includes a stylus, I'm left-handed. And in the
Oh,
3DS
that's
era,
an issue,
Nintendo
huh?
really hated lefties.
I mean, the DS also wasn't very left-friendly as well.
That is true.
I do not have one with the capture card gadget.
Rip.
That
I wish
company
that
shut
company was
down.
still making them. Because like a 3DS with a capture card is like fucking $1,000 now.
The company that made them
Yep.
shut down shortly after making modified consoles was illegal in Japan.
They were a Japanese
Like,
company.
Yep.
They could have at least continued producing the chip.
They wouldn't have been legally able to.
Oh, you're not. Why'd they make it illegal? What the fuck?
Because Japan is
because
really
Japan.
weird about copyrights.
I see.
I've
Yes,
seen
the
people
one-
refer to
one of the
Japan
downsides.
and South Korea as capitalist hellscapes. Ironic, because they're both democratic socialists for the most part. But
Yeah.
Like,
they
to
are
tell you how
really
strange-
weird about copyrights.
Japan's copyright laws are, if you live in Japan and you want to stream a game made by a Japanese company while you are living in Japan, you have to get permission from the publisher in order to stream the game.
A guy put up a Let's Play on YouTube of the Steins Gate series and was fined 50,000 yen. And put
Okay,
in
then.
prison.
Yeah, likely because
sorry,
you
he was
didn't
put in
get
prison
permission.
for 5 years. The 50,000 yen thing was what the creator of Ruinori Kenshin had to pay when he was briefly arrested for possessing so much CP that police thought he was distributing it. He paid a 50,000 yen
Christ.
fine and was released.
Okay, then I think that'd be a bit more than that, but you know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, welcome to Japanese laws. A lot of their laws don't make sense.
also, you
You're not allowed
cannot
to
rent
stream
video
anything past
games
the
in
first
Japan.
week
You
of
cannot
Persona 5.
rent them. What was that, Dennis?
How you like can't stream anything past like the first week of Persona 5.
Atlas does that with all their games.
Yep.
That list is just weird in general because most of the companies don't care. Like if you're in America.
The funny thing about Atlas's stuff is I think most people outside of Japan end up ignoring the guidelines anyways.
Well,
That
the
makes sense.
guidelines
Atlas
are
doesn't have
technically
any.
only meant for the Japanese players.
They have English translations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
don't have
the weird
any.
thing.
Because they have no legal grounds to stop that outside of Japan.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard to sue anybody outside of your country, is because you don't really have the legal grounds to easily sue them, and they can straight up just ignore you unless you get the government involved.
Yeah, it's literally out of their jurisdiction.
Yeah, I didn't realize their copyright laws were so fucking. Jesus.
Nintendo is the reason you cannot rent video games in Japan.
Good job, Nintendo.
They tried to do that in the US with Blockbuster and gave up and ended up supporting Blockbuster instead. But to this day, you
What?
cannot rent video games in Japan. I have a Tingle game for
Tingle's Rosy Ruby Land.
yeah, Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. For sale and use in Japan only. Commercial use, unauthorized copy, and rental prohibited.
The fuck? Okay.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of things do say just for sale and use in Japan only.
Yeah, but
Or
it's the
just
rental
for sale
part.
and use in that country.
You can't rent it.
Yeah. Well, it's like for
the
use
whole-
in Japan only, I'm going to ignore this.
The whole rental thing is like making renting games illegal is what spawned a whole thing that a lot of just Asian shops in general, because you see it a lot in Southeast Asia too. What you can do is you can buy a game and then trade in the game for an equally priced game for no
So
cost.
it's
Which is
renting
essentially
it in quotation
what
marks.
you would do with renting.
Yeah, it's essentially renting, but you have to actually buy a game first. And then you can also pay the difference in the values. If, let's say, you bought a $20 game and are trading in for $60, then you just pay $40 and you can get the $60 game.
And if, say, every single Nintendo game coming out is the same price, you only need to pay it once.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, I miss video game rentals.
I get why they're gone, but yeah.
Is GameFly still around?
Oh yeah,
want to
Gameplay's
say-
still around.
They're kind of just surviving, I guess.
I don't know if they do
Vaguely.
rentals anymore, but I do know they still are around.
No, I don't think they do rentals anymore.
A video
I
game
know they
rental
might still do
store,
rentals last time I looked.
actually just a rental store in general, is why we have a copy of Aliens vs. Predator Extinction on
what we
PS2.
It's also why we have CIB copies of Indiana Jones, The Infernal Machine, and Chameleon Twist 2 for N64. Though Chameleon Twist 2 isn't actually CIB, it doesn't have a manual.
Wow.
But still, I have a box, and that's
What?
more than most that's more than 2 copies you can find on eBay have.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't know any better, I'd assume Chameleon Twist 2 is just some kind of fever dream. Because, like, there's no copies of it on eBay. It's so weird to me. Nobody is selling
It's like
it.
pretty much. Yeah, nobody's selling it, and it's basically only been acknowledged by like fucking Nitro Red.
Alpha Rad also.
But copies do appear every now and then, but like it's usually one.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good game from when I last played it, but the thing is that it's not that good. It is certainly not worth its asking price on eBay right now.
Yeah.
I'm curious what it's at now.
God, I don't even think I want to know.
Because it was actually fairly volatile for a while, kind of similar to Valkyrie profile, funnily enough.
Which we also
I
own.
mean, I guess when there's not many copies around, you can just kind of choose the price.
I'm gonna look it up. Let's see, how many copies are there that I'm seeing? One CIB copy that is VGA sealed for
Well,
1,000.
VGA. I mean, that whole that's the grading thing, right?
Yeah,
remember
fuck anyone
correctly.
who does that.
A
That's a
extremely faded boxed version for 180, but it looks like that's a reproduction box. Ah, here we go. CIB looks good. $625.
Fuck.
There you go. That's certainly better than the VGA graded one. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're getting fucking sued for market manipulation, anyways.
It's a
Oh,
scam.
here's another.
It literally
630.
is.
Here's another 656.
And the thing is most of those VGA rated ones, it's not collectors, like actual collectors buying them. It's just random ass people who.
Well, no, because collectors would actually be playing the damn games.
Yeah, it's just people who are collectors in quotations.
It's money laundering.
Yeah, like a CIB, like a new copy of Minecraft on the Xbox 360 for like $500, when there you can also just get a non-VGA graded one for $30 because no one cares about Minecraft on the Xbox 360.
Well, they also occasionally damage the things when they seal them, don't seal them correctly, or have an arbitrary grading system that actually doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of the games that are
grading
going for really high prices are incredibly common, so they have no reason to warrant that price.
Yeah, as well as that, like, the grading system, I mean, honestly, it's just completely arbitrary because you can't even get a perfect score. That's not possible. There's always going to be some little bit of damage here and there.
Well, the grading
You
system
can
is pointless
have a
because
score
it's
if it
taken from
says
toy
perfect.
grading. Toy grading doesn't have
That
anything
too.
to do with video games.
Yeah, graded games are fucking scam, and I'm really hating how much, because like not only that, I mean, I don't think it's as bad now, but they used to be heavily affecting like the prices of games too.
Oh, thank God. I thought OBS crashed because my audio cut out for a moment.
Oh. Because like, yeah, for a while, a lot of games were just rapidly increasing in price because of that.
Yeah, it didn't help that everything was increasing in price because of the pandemic, because everyone and their mother started playing games again.
Yeah.
My favorite / least favorite bit about that, by the way, was someone interviewed Weird Al Yankovic about what he was doing since the pandemic started. And he said that he dug out his ancient PS3 because it's kind of retro now, and was playing games on it. I was like,
So,
Weird Al, I
yeah,
love
so,
you, but can you not attack me like that?
And I guess as well as some a bunch of people buying games, we also started getting those scam sites like DK Oldies popping up where they just overprice fucking everything by like an extra $100.
Well, everybody started getting into games because they had to stay inside, so a bunch of people who had never gotten into games before just started playing them. Zeno and I actually follow a pair of streamers who got into video games because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And
Also
of
DK
all
Oldies,
things,
I
one of
think
their
that-
favorite games on the Switch is Pikmin 3. They're not even hardcore gamers.
Hey. Also, if I remember correctly, is an ongoing lawsuit against DK Oldies.
Oh, good.
I just looked up
For
Valkyrie
scamming.
Profile's price on eBay.
Because it's not even that DK Oldies was overpricing, they're also straight up fucking lying about their quality. Because they said they refurbished and cleaned every console, but, you know, when you get a PS3 from them...
group!
and
Yeah, I heard about this. I remember this.
Yeah, like someone bought a N64 that had mass amounts of water damage inside. Someone got a PS3 that was mostly dust.
Oh god.
Like the entire thing was just filled with dust. Someone got in a NES where none of the games worked,
Oof.
and the pin connection was barely functional.
I actually... Zeno and I, a long time ago, replaced the pins in our NES with a stationary tray.
Good, yeah.
What do you mean I've replaced them?
Listen, I
You
wanted to
bought the
kinda downplay
replacement,
it.
but I did the replacing.
Yes, well, see, I led the charge.
Really?
And you did all the... Okay, don't... Listen, I was joking. That was a joke. You did a very good job, and I'm very thankful for it. You don't have to hydrate me. I have drunk enough water tonight. I don't want to piss again.
Drink
No.
more.
No, you did a very good job. I'm very thankful for it. You don't have to do the
Replacing
hydrates.
things. Recently discovered that
thirsty
the
there.
internal battery for our GameCube fucking died.
Oh,
Yeah,
no more timing
tell
for
them
you.
what the date was when you turned the GameCube on this morning.
Okay, so the way the internal battery for a GameCube works when it dies is it will no longer keep track of the date and time.
Yeah.
However,
that's constant.
what it's supposed to do is it will remember the date and time from when it was last used. So when you turn it on again, it will just continue as if nothing happened from the point it was last turned off at.
Unless
I last
blocked.
used the GameCube, like, what, 3 days ago. I was playing Twilight Princess. Why the fuck, when I turned the GameCube on today, was the date set to 2091?
Time traveler. GameCube.
The ultimate Animal
It was a
Crossing
it was a
cheater.
message. It was a
Because it's
message
supposed to remember
sent
it
to you.
once it's unplugged.
That's a date to remember for the future.
That is the day we all die.
Time traveler, but they can only communicate through a GameCube's clock.
Or it's a warning, an omen, if you will.
Yeah, at some point I get to solder on a fucking battery to that bitch again.
It's a warning that on that date we'll have 22 minutes.
the the predictions from the random ass GameCube became true. This date happened.
God, I don't know why, that just reminded me. There was a show on Cartoon Network called Mad,
Ow.
which was based on Mad Magazine. One of the animators for Mad was the dude who created El Tigre for Nickelodeon. And one of the skits that he did was kids sending letters to the Grim Reaper, and I distinctly remember that skit because, keep in mind, this is a, like, daytime Cartoon Network, so kids are watching. It's just, Dear Grim Reaper, what do you do on Halloween? Dear Allison, you will die September 5th, 2025.
Jesus Christ.
That was the skit! Like, I think about that far more often than I probably should. Alright, I'm gonna end here. As it is close enough to 10, I really need a snack. I am desperately craving chips right now.
Like, must consume.
I must consume, yes.
Speaking of consuming.
No. No, Zeno, I apologize, please, I'm begging you. Come on, man!
Drink. It's time.
Alright, I'm just gonna close
You
the
must,
lobby.
Spike.
God damn it.
Whoa, water be upon ye.
Thanks, Gadget.
Not over. You must drink.
Oh god! We killed him!
Y'all are assholes! Gadget, I swear to God I'm going to ban everyone if you do it too. Okay, if anybody redeems any more, I'm not honoring them.
Drown the streamer.
I need to do my outro, okay? If you guys redeem it again, I am not honoring it. Fuck, I actually choked
Trap
for a
the
moment there
streamer.
because I started laughing while I was drinking.
Oh,
Real
no.
issue.
I think the Hey Listen blocked out the Luigi. Oh no, there it goes.
Oh.
A Luigi board? What is a Luigi board? Can you use a Luigi board? Wow, Weg
Love
board.
that fucking video.
38.
Oh wait, I
plus
should
2
post
weeks.
the video I sent you earlier.
Oh, blue is gone.
Oh, there's blue. Alright. I'm gonna find someone to raid. I love that Quake sound.
Ooh.
Feel a burp coming in a moment. Oh, excuse me. I am so sorry.
Dies.
Ooh, okay. Who are we going to pick? I'm still on the call with you guys. It's whatever. We're going to be changing how the calls work going forward, so it's fine. You guys can just stay in while I figure this out.
Woo. Also, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror.
Yeah, we got to figure that out at some point.
We must.
Very
eager to play.
SAG-AFTRA negotiations, I think, have ended by now,
Hombre,
so I'm gonna wait to see if they end up striking. If they do, and the company that did the voice work for Halo Master Chief Collection is still being struck against, then maybe we can squeeze Kirby in. But it's probably gonna be a while. We might have to do it off stream. Okay. We have options.
Looks like talks will resume on Monday.
Okay. Fuck, my schedule is gonna be posted by then. Fuck. Alright, we're gonna have to wing it.
I guess put like maybe Halo or something. Tentative Halo.
Yep. Alright, so you guys in chat. I know, you all don't always stick around for the raid, but I'm just gonna ask, what do you guys want to see? I will give you an option from 3 wonderful streamers. Chibi Robo, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or Armored Core 6. What do you guys say? Well, I feel like I know what Lazy Lizard Man is voting for. I don't know if that was in response to what I just said. But also, that includes you guys in the call. What do you want? Chibi Robo, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or Armored Core 6?
Chibi Robo.
Zeno?
Yes.
Dennis?
They do not know what they want.
Pokemon.
What was that?
I guess if I had to pick, I'd say Pokemon.
Okay, got one vote for 3 different things.
Nice.
So I'm essentially picking anyways, unless Gadget wants to vote. Gadget says yes. Okay, Ujaya, do you want to vote? Can you pick one of anything, please? Can someone, like... It's a 3-way tie.
Okay, Gadget does not want to vote.
How the hell
cannot
did my
decide.
mic pick up me taking my Switch cartridge out? What the fuck?
Oh, who knows?
It just happened.
Alright, Lizardman, are you changing your answer to Chibi, or are you voting for both? Because if you're voting for both, that actually means Chibi wins. Because if you stick with Armored Core 6, that means everything gets voted for twice. Alright, Chibi... Okay, thank you. Alright. That means we're rating Miss Jackie. I haven't rated Miss Jackie in a while. I'm just a little guy sobbing. Okay. Yeah, Miss Jackie is a wonderful streamer. I don't catch her streams often. I really should fix that. I believe she's one of Whiskey's friends. I feel another burp coming. Hold on. Excuse me. Sorry. I try not to burp on stream, but y'all decided to make me drink a...
Around the streamer.
Yeah, that, I guess. Alright. Well, either way. I'm gonna hang out after stream. I have a Discord. I'm gonna keep up with my bullshit and other updates. I have a Twitter and a Blue Sky. It's the wrong one. If you, ever want to catch a stream I've missed, I have a VOD channel on YouTube. By the way, when we go to Miss Jackie, she is not an 18+ streamer. Please keep that in mind. I think she's a 13+.
I see.
So, just keep that in mind.
Good to know.
I'll be back tomorrow. We're starting the October marathon. I will be streaming Dino Crisis, which I'm looking forward to. I've never played it before.
Woo.
Our
Funny Resident
raid
Evil Dinosaur
message-
Edition.
What was that?
Resident Evil Dinosaur Edition.
Yes. Resident Jurassic Park. We're gonna go with classic Dapper Dragon, right? You know the drill. You can use whatever emotes you want. So I'll just copy that raid message. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, see
After
you later.
I queue up that raid, because I had a fucking brain fart again.
Nice.
Sorry, I've got chips on the mind right now, and I need to wash my hair before I go to bed, so I'm just thinking about other things. Alright. So, I will see you all tomorrow. Next week, tentatively Halo. If not Halo, we'll figure something out. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for tuning in and joining.
See you later.
See ya.
Hey.